And Travis Kelce, oh my God, did you see him and Taylor?
Oh, that was
Arma's
everything.
the boy on the Chiefs.
I saw it
home with you.
I saw it, Big Cat, but I can't even.
Yeah, I was crying.
I couldn't even.
I was crying when I saw Taylor Swift kiss her boyfriend.
It was everything.
Because I've never seen a boyfriend and girlfriend kiss before.
It was goals.
Everything I've ever wanted in my life. On today's Part of My Take, we've got football. Week 10 in the NFL. Some incredible games, incredible witching hour. Some teams being officially back. It was a great Sunday. Except for the first game, the international game. Everything else rocked, and we're going to get to all the games, talk about everything that happened on Sunday. We're going to do fastest 2 minutes. We got a little who's back. It's a Monday with Pardon My Take and football. Nothing better. Well, there's one thing better. It is Game Time, the exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. You shouldn't have to worry when you're buying tickets to your next big event because Game Time is the fast and easy way to buy tickets to all sports, music, comedy, and theater events near you. I've used Game Time countless amount of times, and they always hook it up. The best deals, flash deals, last-second deals. You can also see your seats from the app. You know exactly what you're getting, and if something happens to your tickets, they'll take care of you. That's the Game Time difference. They're obsessed with finding ways to help you save money on tickets. Game Time has deals on tickets right up to the start of the event. So if you're thinking about, hey, I want to go check out this NBA game, I'm deciding last second, or there's a big college basketball game in Chicago on Tuesday night, I'm going to go. Well, Game Time will get you some great seats for a great deal. With zone deals, you pick the section and Game Time picks the seats for an average of 18% savings. And Game Time guarantee, which I talked about before. You'll always get the best price. If you find tickets in the same section and row for less, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code PMT for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code PMT for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. That's the Game Time difference. So go download it right now. Use code PMT for $20 off your first purchase. Okay, let's go.
Hey, football guy. Patino. AWS. Pardon my take. Yeah. Pardon my take. Yeah. Pardon my take. Yeah. Pardon my take. Yeah. Pardon my take.
Welcome to Pardon My Take. Today is Monday, November 13th, week 10.
Some spread.
Tick, 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 tick.
Raiders are losing.
We start in Cincinnati, where Trent Steve Irwin was trying to put a barb right in the heart of the Texans' playoff chances. But luggage boy D'Amico Trent Ryan had other plans when he packed a dub. The game went back and forth when Jar Jar Chase said, "Misa catch a touchdown. Misa always open." But they left too much time on the clock for the Stroud boys as he found Noah brown-eyed woman wearing red and looking clean as Matt Samandela kicked one upstream to seal the win. Texans 30, Bengals 27, huh? Texans?
Sticking in the AFC North, we head to Baltimore, where Kyle Honey-Baked Hamilton caught a sweet spiral from Deshaun Watson's sticky hands to start the scoring. It was all Ravens to start, but they're not ending this show at Jerome Ford Theater early, as Lamary Todd Lincoln Jackson was left crying at the end of the plays. Greg knew some things are bigger than sports, returned to pick six, and Dustin Tucker Hopkins showed the Ravens there is more than one guy that can kick a game winner as the Browns stunned the Ravens 33-31.
We head west to Pittsburgh, where the Steelers and Packers met. Jalen Warren Peace was booking it to the tune of 101 yards and a score, and Najee Scott Harris avoided any awkward encounters by handshaking tacklers all day. With a last gasp, the Packers fell short as Keanu Neal for the anthem said, "I'm calling game," with a big pick. And like a robbery scene on a Nest doorbell camera, the Steelers walked all over doormat LaFleur and easily took the pack. Steelers 23, Packers 19.
Whoop, whoop. Down to Jacksonville, where just like Mark Twain, the reports of the 49ers' death have been greatly exaggerated as Deebo Samuel Clemens painted the Jaguars' defense white. Trevor Lawrence had his ball sailing all over the course, adding to some wildly inaccurate drives. Christian McCaffrey becomes the second player in NFL history to go on a one-game scoreless streak after scoring in his previous 17 games. The 49ers 34, the Jacksonville Jaguars 3.
We head to Germany where we have our special beat reporter Henry Lockwood on the case. Hank!
Over to Deutschland. Chad Ryland, or by C, started off the scoring early with an early field goal before Jonathan Taylor Swift said karma is a goal line touchdown on 4th and 1, giving the Colts a resounding 7-3 lead. On his first attempt, Matthew Marvin Gaye and Chardonnay's kick got told to talk to the hand. But unfortunately, the Patriots offense didn't capitalize or do anything remotely exciting all day. In the fourth quarter, Quack Jones threw an absolute duck of an interception at the 1-yard line, landing him on the bench, and Bailey Frappy in the game at QB. Unfortunately, he couldn't shake the defense with his fake spike and threw an interception to seal the game. Colts go marching 10-6.
Down to Dallas, where Tommy DeVito took the stage and said, "Hey, I'm trying to throw an interception here. Watch where you're playing defense." As the Giants were subject to anti-Italian discrimination, aka a RICO case, as famous Italian-American Mike Tirico Dowdle ran all over the Giants' defense. The Cowboys looked like they were feasting on Easter dinner as they broke out the old Cook's Lambs playbook, as CD and Brandon both scored. Some are asking if Brian Dable is about to be swimming with the 7 fishes come Christmas time.
Oh,
my good friend Brian Dable.
Oh,
might get his ass
trouble.
Get his ass fired.
He's like Jeff Nadeau. You got to take down that video.
Cowboys 49, Giants 17.
Out west to L.A., where Jameer Cribbs took a tour of the Chargers' home and showed everyone where the magic happens in the end zone twice. A Big 12 game broke out between these two teams as the Lions, born and raised in South Detroit, said, "We don't stop the Keenan," as Allen made 2 journeys to the end zone. John C. Riley Patterson got his dick wet with a game winner, and that's what I call a Dewey Cox. But Lions 41, Chargers 38.
Whoop, whoop. Out in Washington, where Washington was playing Washington.
Don't shake your fucking head, Max.
There was an unsolvable mystery for the Commanders' defense. Who the hell is Zach Charbonnet Ramsey? It was a rock show as Steven Tyler Lockett and Geno Aerosmith said, "Can you Kenneth Walker this way?" as the Seahawks found their offensive rhythm in the second half. The Commanders almost stole it late when "Welcome to Miami, Benvenido a Miami" Brown scored to tie the game, but Washington got smacked in the face like they were hosting the Oscars as Jason Myers kicked the game winner. Seahawks 29, the Commanders 26.
Standing on a corner, Jameis Winston down in NOLA, such a fine sight to see. It's Jameis Winston, he got that doggy in him, 2 touchdowns and 2 INTs. Come on, Dobbs, you're gonna make us stop. At the very least, you deserve a starting job. Saints don't go marching. Vikings 27, Saints 19. And that is the fastest 2 minutes, week 10. Brought to you by our friends at Chevy. There's a new family with unstoppable grit, and they're the official partners of the Pardon My Take family, and that is the Chevy Silverado ZR2 family. The first ever Silverado heavy-duty ZR2 joins the franchise to make Chevy ZR2 the only truck brand with a full lineup of trucks ready for wherever your off-road adventures take you, with exclusive Multimatic DSSV dampers, rugged mud terrain tires, and up to 14 available camera views. The Chevy Silverado ZR2 and Silverado HD ZR2, a family with commanding and unstoppable grit. Head to Chevy.com. Check out the Chevy Silverado and family of Chevy ZR2s, the official trucks. Pardon my take. Chevy, we are a Chevy podcast. If you're thinking about being a truck person, Chevy is the way to go. Okay, week 10 in the books. We are watching Jets, Raiders. It's disgusting.
It's football.
It's disgusting.
It
PFT, we have to say when things are disgusting.
It is gross.
We're still watching it, but it is disgusting. But
they almost scored 2 touchdowns, actually. Zach Wilson had a touchdown run that was called back because he stepped out of bounds on the 2. He did a Zach Prescott and went out of bounds early. And then Breece Hall scored a touchdown, which was taken back by a flag on the 1-yard line.
Yep.
So the end zone has been breached twice, but neither one of which counted.
Neither counted. And I bring up that we're watching it right now to set the stage because memes will maybe chime in. He basically the entire night has been screaming, yes, no, not again, with every good Jets play that then comes back with a penalty. But I wanted to start by mentioning this game because we're going to get into every game from week 10. And I don't think, even if this game ends 9-6, it will be as bad as the first game we're going to talk about, Colts 10, Patriots 6.
Oh, without a doubt.
It was, thankfully, the international experience is over, I believe, for this year. We're done. No more international games, I believe.
Well, we saw.
Is there a game in Mexico?
We saw 2 really bad. Which game do you think was worse in terms of exporting American football as a product? The Colts-Patriots game or Uganda losing 0-14 against Kenya?
Yeah. We had a couple ringers there on the Uganda team.
I guess they could be ringers.
Yeah, the ringers. Hank.
Yes.
You're not making eye contact.
Hey. He's wearing sunglasses.
Colts 10.
Shut the fuck up, Hank.
All right, that's a good way to start. Colts 10, Patriots
No,
6.
like Hank's already off to a bad start because he came in firing.
What?
Hank, you need to stop
odds are
deflecting
high.
because you always deflect when it comes to your Patriots.
I don't.
This is, even for a team that is very much tanking and bad, this felt like a new low.
Yeah. No, it was disgusting. It wasn't even it was before the interception in the fourth quarter.
Which maybe was one of the worst interceptions I've ever seen thrown in my life.
I think it was the worst.
Yeah.
Mac Jones had a guy in the end zone, and he underthrew him by about 12 yards.
And he went on his back heel when he didn't even need to.
And when I say he underthrew him by 12 yards, I believe he attempted the pass from the 10-yard line.
Yeah, his I think it was Gesicki he was trying to hit was falling down in the end zone, and the ball got intercepted at the 5.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Prior to that, I forget what the exact situation was, but it was a third down, maybe like a 3rd and 2 or something. They didn't convert. It was another incompletion, and they showed the incompletion, immediately cut to Robert Kraft, who just did straight up ducked his head and just looked down like he was depressed. It went incompletion, and then it's Robert Kraft being like,
fuck this.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was a sigh.
it was as bad as it gets.
You also had Bill O'Brien bitching out Mac Jones like he was a teenager who had done something very, very bad. You had Mac Jones with his cry face. They kept on showing him after he'd thrown that interception looking like he was in the most pain he's ever been in, except for that time that he twisted his ankle and looked like he got shot.
And the DUI.
And the DUI. Mac Jones is horrifically bad at quarterbacking in the NFL.
Not the guy.
Officially official. Hank, what if
we've done it? We've
not
done
our guy.
it.
What if he had better coaching? That interception might have been on the coaching.
What if they had better offensive line?
No.
No. There was also a moment that you didn't mention, Hank, after the game where Belichick just buried his face into his hands. He was embarrassed to be there.
Yeah.
He was. I don't know if he's embarrassed of his team, or if he's embarrassed of himself, if he's just closing his eyes and picturing himself in Landover, Maryland. I don't know what he was doing, but he looked deeply upset after that loss, in a way I've never seen from Bill.
Because it should have been a win. It was an ugly game. It was disgusting to watch. I woke up early, and the whole time I was thinking, I would love to just go back to sleep. I knew I could go to sleep and wake up, and not much would have changed.
It was, yeah.
But
Just
I stayed up. I watched the whole thing. It was so boring.
Yeah. Ezekiel Elliott looked not bad.
Yeah, he was actually running the ball well.
You're Ramondre as well. And the Colts, by the way, Shane Steichen is a good coach.
And
they're
Gardner,
5-5.
Gardner Minshew made some good throws. It was the drive immediately after the Kraft ducking his head and just depression Gardner Minshew like scrambled, had a good third down conversion. Like he looked, it was like, oh, I wish we had that guy on our team, and he's a backup.
Here's how bad this game was. The highlight of the game was when they showed the time lapse of the roof collapsing into the scoreboard, which is very cool.
It was sick.
Very, very cool. But that was the highlight of the entire football experience in Germany today.
But even with all that being said, it was fourth quarter. The Patriots had a wide open look for a touchdown to go up in the fourth quarter, which is all you can ask for as a coach. That's probably why he was ducking his head, because it's like they should have won the game.
Yeah.
Despite all that.
I'm going to push back on you, Big Cat. That was a great time-lapse montage that we saw for sure. I don't want to take anything away from the roof. But as somebody that enjoys Patriots failures, given how much they've won, and I think Patriots fans are even like, yeah, you know what? Like we had a really nice run, so I don't feel bad saying this about it. But watching the Mac Jones interception, I laughed so hard.
Yeah, his face after.
And then when Bailey Zappi did the fake spike interception, I laughed very hard again.
He was in his bag.
He was in his bag.
He was in his bag.
Because it's like
That's the greatest play in sports.
Yeah.
Like you have to go for that. I will never. It didn't work out well.
It's Dan Marino.
You got to go for it.
took your shot.
That's like when you see the fake spike, like, oh my God.
They got
And he
everyone
throws it like it's got to be wide open, and then it was like
Three guys
four
there.
Colts players just waiting for the ball to come to him.
It was very, very funny. And I think that Gardner Minshew, this was like a peak Gardner Minshew game where he was jumping around the pocket, making like one-footed throws, jumping it through the air, and just doing crazy shit that happened to work out. And when that happens with Gardner, he's one of the most fun quarterbacks to watch when it's working for him. Granted, it only worked it's not like the Colts lit it up on offense or anything, but there were a couple key drives where he played well. I feel optimistic about the Colts as a whole because it seems like they've got a decent roster when Anthony Richardson gets back, and they've got he appears to be a pretty good head coach. So it's a good sign for the Colts that you didn't lose this game. If you're a Patriots fan, is this rock bottom?
Has to be.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
Belichick,
I don't know that you can really like.
Do you know how to avoid rock bottom?
Like
there's like
we're being held up. I know everyone's.
There's like a blinking light that tells you, watch out. If you hit this, it's going to be rock bottom.
But it's like we're always going to be held up by the 6 Super Bowls. Like you can't really.
Yeah.
Like,
but this is rock bottom in the post Super Bowl era.
For sure.
Well, actually, it could get lower.
I don't know.
You could keep playing Mac Jones.
Is there a worse? Like if you're Mac Jones, there's no situation worse than getting benched with 0 timeouts. Like they could have just let him do the last drive. They easily could have, but the interception was that bad. He got benched. The Patriots had a chance to drive down the field with no timeouts and win. They put in Bailey Zappi, cold, no warm ups, no reps. Like
Fake
put him
spike.
in, basically being like, "Fuck you, Mac Jones." And then you have to take the longest plane ride like you're probably gonna take. Like it doesn't get worse.
You have to overdose on Ambien on the way back.
Yeah.
I have a couple spin zones for you though, Hank. Okay, you ready for these?
Sure.
Okay. One is I'm pretty sure the Patriots have a bye next week.
Oh, that's great.
Now you are not used to this feeling, but when you root for a very bad team, the bye week is the greatest reprieve you can possibly have because you can sit and watch football and not be tortured for a Sunday. Even the Bears playing on Thursday was a reprieve for me where I was like, I woke up and I was like, I don't have to watch the Bears today. This is nice. This is awesome. Spin zone number 2. I was thinking about this after the Mac Jones interception, which was maybe the funniest. We should actually remind us, Max or Memes, Jake is on a flight on the way back, so he's not here right now. For Takey of the year, he should be worst interception of the year. Just give it.
It was
right now.
It was Carson Wentz adjacent.
Yeah, it was so bad. But here's the spin zone. It's hard to follow Tom Brady. It's not hard to follow Mac Jones. So you've had a nice buffer. He's the guy after Tom Brady. Then the next guy can be like, well, I'm following Mac Jones. I'm not following Tom Brady.
It's a very low bar.
That's actually pretally nice for the next guy.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
If you're thinking about who the next coach of your team is going to be, who would you want?
That depresses me. I actually had a similar thought to the Mac Jones. It's like it's impossible to follow Tom Brady like that. That went through my mind, and in the annals of history, like
Yep, you nailed that.
it's gonna get Mac Jones will be forgotten about. But the Belichick leaving is gonna depress me. Like,
especially when he goes to the Commanders.
It's just, it will truly be the end of, and obviously I'm 30, so my childhood's long gone, but it will be the end of my
don't
childhood.
tell yourself
All my Boston sports, heroes, Ortiz, Chara, Bergeron, Paul Pierce,
You went to Bruins
Kevin
right away.
Garnett, Brady, Edelman, like they're all gone.
Yeah.
But they were. In terms of like Chara was there my whole childhood. Like he was just always on the Bruins. Like he was always the Bruins captain. Ortiz the same, Brady the same, Paul Pierce the same. Belichick being gone will be the end of truly the last end of an era, and I just don't want it to happen.
This would really complete like the big three for DC Sports stealing washed up former Boston athletes and coaches, because we got Chara for like a season. We rented him. We got Paul Pierce at the end of his career, and Belichick.
Is there a chance it happens tomorrow?
According to these fan fiction rumors, Boston Globe.
It is the bye week.
What did they say in the Globe?
You told me.
Oh, last week. Is there anything new?
I don't know.
Okay, so terrible game.
But yes, there's a chance.
I didn't even. I watched the last like 5 minutes of the game because I was like, I made the calculation in my head. I'm gonna follow this on Gamecast, see how it goes, spend some time with my kids, and I've never been happier that I made that decision, because that was one of those games. If I have on, it's a tough explanation for why that game is on at 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I just kept live betting. I live bet the Patriots like 3 times. I was so mad.
Oh no!
I was so mad.
Oh no!
I was so mad.
And they almost won it.
Should've
Yeah,
won. They won.
An all-time ricochet shot, not even really a ricochet shot, but memes put up a picture of Adam Gase. It says Bill Belichick without a Hall of Fame QB. Now, you might remember Adam Gase from coaching the Jets really poorly, but memes chose to use a version of him where he's the Dolphins coach, where he actually wasn't that bad on the
He went to the playoffs.
He went to the playoffs, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he was 7-9 in his worst season there.
He memes said that was the first picture he could find.
Yeah, I believe it.
A man who lives on the internet couldn't find past picture number 1 when he searched Adam Gase.
But yeah, I mean, Hank, congrats on all your success in the past. You've had like an incredible run as a sports town.
Also, if you search right now Adam Gase images,
Celtics.
Yeah, I mean, you have there's no questioning that Boston has been title town for the last 20 years.
And if the Celtics stay healthy, it's going to happen again.
Is that a guarantee?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If
they
their
stay
starting
healthy,
lineup is in the playoffs,
their starting lineup.
That's a guarantee.
Porzingis, Drew Holiday,
Tyrese
Jason
Maxey
Tatum.
dropped a 50 burger today.
Who cares?
I'd also like to reverse my stance on Tyrese Maxey. You're not trying to make fetch happen. Tyrese Maxey, he's very, very good. Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
Memes is making a sack sound right now. I just looked up Adam Gase on the internet and clicked images, and the first 6 images are all Jets Adam Gase.
Yeah.
So Memes is a liar.
No.
Nice try.
What about mobile?
Mobile?
We didn't check mobile.
Okay, let me look at mobile. Adam Gase mobile. Either way, the Colts deserve a lot of credit. Shane Steichen, like if you went in this season and you said the Colts, already not a great roster, are going to lose Anthony Richardson. Did we just go out? No. If you're going to lose Anthony Richardson, you're going to be 5-5
Yeah.
heading into your bye week. That's incredible.
Yeah, and also this was the first time in 4 years that Gardner Minshew won back-to-back games.
Yeah.
So credit to Gardner.
It's hot.
Make his plays. He made. You know what? Watching him today, he made me want to buy an El Camino again.
Yeah.
I think I might. If the Colts have a winning record, I will buy an El
You
Camino.
might have to do it.
Thanks.
I just checked mobile, and yes, again, it was all Jets. So Memes is a liar.
Nope. It was the Dolphins. I got out of the shower, press send, hopped in my car.
You were
be
nude?
naked when you
Wait,
sent
wait.
that,
Were you naked when you sent that tweet?
Well, the game ended once I got out of the shower.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also was going to go take a walk. I was like, fuck this game. I'm going to take a walk. It's over. And then I like put on clothes and saw the Bailey Zappi thing. I was like, oh, I gotta watch this out.
You got to watch Bailey Zappi do a fake spike.
So I didn't even get any fresh.
Mac Jones getting yelled at. There was so much anger behind Bill O'Brien's like face, his voice. I couldn't hear his voice, but you could feel it.
Yeah.
Like the frustration with Mac Jones as a human being. Like I think he hates him as a human being. I think it's that level.
There's a lot of
snapped.
even the Belichick, although those are videos from the summer or whatever. But it just feels like the coaching staff is on some like, fuck it, we're on the way out. Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like let him hear it.
Yeah.
We're not coaching him for the season. Like I just hate you.
We're not building anything.
No, yeah. Like,
It's none of this is going to be here next year.
So Hank, you kind of dodged the question though, and I understand. Like, yeah, losing your heroes, they're no longer around. That's tough. I feel for you on that one. But the question was, have you thought about who you'd want next as a head coach?
No.
You haven't given that any thought.
0.
Vrabel.
John Fox.
Would love Vrabel.
Yeah. I mean, they brought him back. They brought him back to Foxborough.
Mark Trestman.
No.
Okay.
Jules?
Thought about it.
Sean McVay,
Jules would be cool.
Jules. Okay.
head coach.
Why not?
Why not?
Jeff Saturday.
Randy Moss,
Yeah.
Steve Belichick.
Steve Belichick, Vrabel,
Adam
Yeah.
Vinatieri.
Vince Wilfork.
Yeah.
Yeah. Winners.
A lot of names. Patriot way. Okay. Next game. Now we're into some good games. There were some great games today. We're starting to get some of these games are going to have big time playoff implications when we get to it later in the season. But Texans 30, Bengals 27. CJ Stroud, unbelievable. Now, he had a terrible pick at the end of the game that let the Bengals get back in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But the way he was throwing the ball all day, the way he drove him down the field for the game-winning field goal, if the playoffs started today, the Houston Texans would be the 7th seed.
Yeah.
And the Bengals and Bills would be outside looking in.
And I think we can say now there's enough evidence the Texans are just good.
Yeah.
They're just good. And CJ Stroud is elite. He's a great quarterback. He's the lead leaguer in yards per game and total yards.
Dude.
And also, people forget his name, CJ. We don't know what the J stands for. It's Coleridge Bernard Stroud IV. There's no J in CJ
It's
Stroud.
like Homer J. Simpson?
Yeah, he's no J. Simpson.
Yeah.
He's Coleridge Bernard Stroud IV.
The way he looks in the pocket, he's so comfortable. And we were talking about it with the Commanders when the feeling of watching a quarterback throw it downfield and be like, good things are about to happen. That's every time CJ Stroud throws it downfield. You're like, he's got a plan. He's going to hit someone. It's going to be a big gain. Like, that's the best feeling in the world.
He just plays with such confidence. It's crazy for a rookie to be playing like that. And the ball looks so good coming out of his
Ball
hands.
looks good.
I want to get the pitch tracker on there, see what the RPMs are, because he feels like he has the fastest spiral.
And he has he's been doing where he's not even stepping and throwing.
Yeah.
Where he's just throwing flat-footed and just throwing absolute dimes down the field. So it was the perfect ending for the Texans because you had CJ Stroud make a mistake that he shouldn't have made in that last interception when he was trying to throw it to Tank Dell. It'd be like, oh no, here it comes, rookie Bengals, Joe Burrow. They win these games, and then he was able to take him down the field. And for the Bengals, this is a pretty big loss because this is why you don't start slow. You can't really.
They don't really have any room for error.
Right. The Bengals started slow last year. Then they won 12 games in a row. So it erased it. Losing a game to the Texans at home when you were basically a Tyler Boyd drop away from winning this game has to hurt a lot. And Joe Burrow, the first drive, it was awesome. And then for the middle quarters, this is what's happened with the Bengals. The two things that make me nervous about the Bengals, because I still obviously think they're a very good team. Their defense got gashed today, and their defense has been not as elite as it has been in the Super Bowl run or when they went to the Super Bowl. Their secondary has some problems. And then their offense goes into weird tank mode for stretches where it's they'll either get a awesome drive where everything looks perfect, or it will be a flurry of 3 and outs in a row, and you're like, what's going on here?
Yeah, and they have zero margin for error. They're going to the Ravens, Steelers at the Jaguars, Colts, Vikings at the Steelers, at the Chiefs, and the Browns. So that's I don't know what the sabermetrics on that are. I imagine that's probably the most difficult schedule from here to the end of the season that the Bengals have to go through.
Not easy.
So they gave themselves no room for error. No
they needed
margin
this
whatsoever.
one.
They needed this one big time. I think they'll still figure it out because they do have the talent and their defense usually is good enough to keep them in any game. And I don't think there's anything wrong with Joe. I don't think there's anything super wrong with the offense. They're just too streaky right now. But they put themselves in bad shape.
It's their defense they can't solely win games with their defense.
Yeah.
Today, CJ Stroud had 544 total yards on the Bengals defense. They gashed the Bengals defense.
And credit to D'Amico Ryans. D'Amico Ryans now has the highest winning percentage and the 4th most wins all time in Texans history.
Whoa.
With 5.
That's
I'm
crazy.
going to say that again. The 4th most wins all time in Texans history with 5 wins.
That's huge.
And Dom Capers is only 13 away, even though he coached there for years. Also, Stroud Boys shirts are live.
Yes.
In the Barstool store. Check
and
them out.
we should make another shirt too for CJ Stroud because now that he has proven that he is the real deal, people are saying maybe MVP race. His quote, I'm not a test taker, I play football is an all-time quote. Because
Yeah.
that's one of those quotes that if you aren't good, that will backfire in your face so poorly. Like, it will just be like, everyone will tweet it at you. I'm not a test taker, I play football. Well, you don't play football well. Now that quote looks awesome because he's just like, it's kind of the Cardell Jones.
I was going to say it's an upgraded version. The Cardell was like JV version of.
I'm not here
Stroud.
to play school.
I didn't come here to play school.
Yeah.
Also, I was doing some research on Bobby Slowick because I'm starting to look into coaches for next season, potentially on the Commanders. Slowick is going to get a bunch of interviews, I think, this offseason because he's a great offensive coordinator. And I just want him on the Commanders so that they can't use him as ammo to be like, here's another former coach that's now really good somewhere. He went to Michigan Tech, which I didn't realize was a school until this morning. Hockey school, up like as far north in Michigan as you can get.
He's a good offensive coordinator. He's become a lot better because C.J. Stroud was like, let me throw the ball. Because he started the season with a lot of, every single drive we're running on first down no matter what. And now C.J. Stroud. So I'd like to see a little more out of him just because I feel like C.J. Stroud almost forced his hand being like, yo, dude, I'm really good. Let me throw the ball.
But the bar is so low.
They have so many weapons.
The bar is so low that if you just have an offensive coordinator that has the presence of mind to be like, I've got a really good young quarterback. Let's work with his strengths and let's change our offense to suit what's going on with him.
My point is, it was C.J. Stroud actually kind of said it to him.
Good.
He said it in a press conference. He's like, dude, let me throw.
But a lot of guys wouldn't listen.
Yeah,
and
that's
at least
true.
he listened.
Yeah, they have so many. I mean, Noah Brown has been incredible. Noah Brown's got back-to-back 150-plus yard games. Tank Dell's awesome.
I respect
They're running the ball.
I respect Noah Brown because he's got so much confidence in himself.
Yeah.
He was a college guy that didn't really play well in college, and after 2 seasons, he was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to go to the draft.
Yeah, he was on the Cowboys, right?
Yeah, he was, I think, a 7th-round pick, and he was projected to be like a 7th-round pick. But he was like, fuck this. I don't want to stay at school anymore. I want to go to the NFL. I think Ezekiel Elliott campaigned for the Cowboys to draft him.
Should have kept him.
Yeah.
I think the Texans might go to the playoffs. Oh, Zach Wilson just fumbled. What happened there, memes?
I hope we get no touchdowns.
Yeah, we might have no touchdowns. 9-9. I think the Texans might go to the playoffs.
I think they might too. We looked at their schedule.
Their schedule is
4 weeks ago.
I counted it. 10 wins is very doable because they have games against the Cardinals, Broncos, Titans, twice, Colts, Jets. Those are winnable games. They already beat the Jags. They could beat the Jags again.
How did they lose to the Panthers?
I don't know. That's weird. A mystery. Yeah, that one is a mystery.
I think
Frank Reich is undefeated after the bye. Coming off.
Oh,
the bye.
okay.
Doesn't lose off a bye.
Yeah.
All right, makes sense.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Sometimes
Frank Reich after a bye.
Sometimes football's that easy.
Death taxes Frank Reich after a bye week.
Why were you memes? Zach Wilson just dropped back on his own 10-yard line and threw the ball 50 yards, and memes put his hands up like it was going to be a completion. It's the opposite of what we're saying with C.J. Stroud. When Zach Wilson throws the ball downfield, only bad things can happen.
Oh, maybe an interception there would have been good.
Yeah, a little arm punt for you.
I mean, it looked good.
That is the best moment
Right here.
you can reach, though, as a fan. When your quarterback changes, when he crosses over into being like, oh, shit, he's passing the ball. That sucks. What's going to happen?
Wasn't even near the guy.
Into, yes, he's passing the ball. This rocks.
Yeah, this is going to be a completion. Who's open streaking down the field right now that's going to hit in perfect stride?
Yeah.
All right, next up, other big game from Sunday. The Browns, 33, the Ravens, 31. This was a crazy, crazy game because if you watch the first half, you thought the Ravens were going to win by 1 billion. You thought it was going to be a Seahawks game, a Lions game that the Ravens have just been killing opponents at home. The game started like 10 seconds in, pick 6 from Deshaun Watson, and they couldn't have looked worse. And then the second half started, and I think I might have to say it, Deshaun Watson has officially arrived as a Cleveland Brown because he was, to start the game, he was 6 for 20 for 79 yards. In the second half, he was 14 for 14 for 134 yards and a touchdown and drove him down the field for the game-winning field goal. Like this, as much as the Ravens blew this game, the Browns just hung in there and didn't quit. And that was maybe the biggest Browns win they've had maybe since they beat the Steelers in the playoffs.
A long-ass time.
Long-ass time.
Very long time for them. Yeah, Deshaun, I think he started 1 for 9.
He was so bad.
With an interception.
With a pick 6.
Yeah, with a pick 6. It was about as bad as you could get. And Keaton Mitchell had 3 carries, 34 yards, 11 yards per carry. But that's okay because Gus Edwards had a big day. He had 11 carries for 24 yards. And maybe Harbaugh just doesn't want another good player to get injured, so that's why they stopped running him in the second half.
Browns defense is good.
I think but I mean, he could get more than one carry in the second half. They played with the lead for, I think, all but 40 seconds of the game.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy that Harbaugh didn't go back to him. We also should have the conversation, is Justin Tucker washed?
Ooh. He got a kick blocked. It was like a 50-plus yarder.
He's now 1 for 5 from 50-plus yards this year.
Uh-oh. Happens.
For the record, every team should want Justin Tucker.
Uh-oh.
He's probably not washed.
I also there was one play, like, again, if you watch this game, you know the Browns were basically dead in the water. Like, it felt like they had no chance. They didn't show up to play. And they were down 14 points the second half. That David Njoku run after the catch where he just started like bullying Ravens defenders.
Yeah.
That was the turning point. They were like, oh, yeah, we can play with these guys.
Did you see his Instagram post?
No.
Njoku, he put up a post after the game. The last slide of it was Stavi.
Oh.
Stavi crying about being a Ravens fan.
No, that's not Stavi. That's what's his
name? Ronnie.
Ronnie.
It was Ronnie from Dundalk.
Yeah.
So funny. But
that was crazy, though. The Browns, like that, these are games the Browns do not win. And
Yeah.
they came and they won it because these are the games that Browns sleepwalk, get killed. Everyone says, what's wrong with the Browns? Oh, well, they're the Browns. And then they win this game. And not only do they win it, but Deshaun Watson looks right for the first time in like 3 years in that second half. The Browns, like, if you're a Browns fan, this has to be one of the best wins you've ever had.
Yeah, you're very happy about it. And you're right. This is the first time that they've won a game that they've been down 14 or more points in since 2018.
They just didn't blink. They just kept on playing defense. The pick six, like, sometimes you got to get those fluky bounces where it just dropped right into Greg Newsom's hands.
That was a crazy pick six.
Pick six.
He was off the screen until the ball landed. Then all of a sudden he's got the ball in his hands.
And it was great because it was like it was basically the same old Ravens in the fact that they should have won this game by a lot and they couldn't put them away. And then it was the opposite of the same old Browns in that everything we've expected from the Browns, they were able to just throw out and say, no, we're going to win this game.
Yeah.
And a fumble.
Memes, what are you doing with tackling? You look like USC.
Memes, this game is lost. The Raiders are going to win this game. It's tank time.
That's tough. The
Browns, more Aaron Rodgers.
The Browns were down. Not only were they down 14 points, they were down 31-17.
Yeah,
which is the biggest 14-point deficit that you can have when you look at it. You're like, that's at least 21 points.
That's when David Njoku said, "I'm going to fucking take this game over."
Yeah.
I could feel it too. We were watching in the Gamma Cave, and I had the Ravens. I was like, this game is not over because it feels like the Browns are still playing very hard and they're coming after the Ravens. And yeah, I don't know, like the Ravens, they're really, really good still, but it's the same shit that always happens with them where they can't put teams away.
I'm also going to declare a winner of the bye week, and that's the Chiefs.
Yep.
Chiefs won this bye week because the Jaguars lost.
Yep.
And the Browns lost.
No, the
Ravens lost to the Browns. And I'm just going to toss the Bengals in there, too. The Bengals also lost. So congratulations to the Chiefs.
Yeah, the Chiefs keep winning. And Travis Kelce, oh, my God. Did you see him and Taylor?
Oh, that was everything.
The boy on the Chiefs.
I saw it
home with you.
I saw it, Big Cat, but I can't even.
Yeah. I was crying.
I couldn't even.
I was crying when I saw Taylor Swift kiss her boyfriend.
It was everything.
Because I've never seen a boyfriend and girlfriend kiss before.
It was goals.
Everything I've ever wanted in my life. And I was crying.
It was like Max and his friend. That's how deeply in love they were.
Oh my God, I can't even. My heart is fluttering just talking about two consensual adults kissing.
It was so good to see that on film, though.
Yeah, well, I liked it on film.
Yeah.
Okay. That was a lot. It was a lot seeing all the tweets about everything.
Yeah, it was.
It was a lot.
They kissed each other.
They kissed. They are dating.
Yeah.
And she said Karma's the guy on the Chiefs.
Yeah, and then but Hank,
you take home.
You don't even know. Did you see her backup dancers when she said that? Oh my God, I couldn't even.
Yeah. What's his name?
Watch it. You won't even.
Did the dance that they do?
What's his name?
The backup dancer. Everyone knows his name. All us Swifties know. Phil.
Yeah.
Phil, the backup dancer. All us Swifties.
You guys are haters. That was a cool clip.
What?
That was cool. I liked it.
What clip?
The haters are Karma's the guy on the Chiefs.
No, we're not talking about. We don't care about that clip. We're talking about her kissing her boyfriend.
Yeah,
Everyone
she
be
was
like,
excited.
"Oh my god, I can't even believe this."
No, but it was the run up. She was all. It was nice. It was nice to see.
Oh
Okay,
wow,
it's-
Max. you
sorry,
know
I
what
love
this is?
love.
You know what this is, Max? You're in the doghouse.
What? What are you talking
You
about?
sound like a guy talking in the doghouse right now.
That's just not.
Yeah, you
what
are.
That is just
Max
not
is in
true.
the doghouse.
I'm trying
I
to
am
figure out your
not.
angle.
Yeah, he's in the doghouse.
I'm not. I just like Taylor
Did you catch
Swift, and
heat for not saying anything
Yeah,
the first time?
you are speaking like a man who has been living in
no,
the doghouse.
I am not in the
Why
doghouse.
didn't you speak up when PFT and Big Cat were being perverts?
Wrong.
You know that I love Taylor Swift.
Wrong.
Why didn't you say something? Those guys are disgusting.
Wrong.
Do we know who
wrong.
took that video? Because it seemed like they were ready for it. It seemed like
Oh, yeah.
It seemed like they had the
It was
perfect angle.
staged. It was staged.
I think it was staged. Personally, I think it was all a big setup. Pfizer probably did it.
Everyone,
Fauci. It was actually Dr. Fauci that was standing there holding the camera.
everyone, please tweet at Max tomorrow and just tell him like, "Hey, stay strong, dude."
This is
We've
bullshit.
all been in the doghouse.
This is just not true.
I mean, the
It's not
funniest,
true.
like,
We all say shit that we don't want to say when we're in the doghouse, Max. I get it.
Kelly Keegs, our colleague, like love Kelly Keegs.
I love Kelly.
She live tweets. She like finds streams of these concerts and live tweets the concerts and is like, "Oh my god, she's playing a song."
Are they gonna
And it's like,
propose?
"Oh my god, she's playing another song."
I think she said that.
and she's like, "Oh
I
my!"
think, I think
like
she said Taylor.
she's doing a concert.
Now, and Kelly and I have talked about this before because her fandom is no different than our fandom because we sit and we watch Monday Night Football, we live tweet it, and like they're running Wildcat. Oh shit, they didn't pass. Like we are the same people. We just have different likes. So I will always encourage Kelly to be herself in that respect because that's what we do. But the kissing one, like they kissed. Max.
It was everything.
I thought it was cute.
Oh my god, he's
I'm not. I'm not.
He's
This is
deep
this
in the
is
doghouse.
this is just a false
This is
narrative.
Bad. Max is in trouble.
Not true. Not
Yeah,
true.
You are.
Not in
repost
trouble.
it?
It's
Not
something
in trouble.
bad,
I didn't
dude.
repost it.
Why not?
But I
Did you
thought
sleep in your girlfriend's roommate's bed again?
no.
Oh,
Touchdown
memes-
Raiders.
Memes is screaming.
Jets fucking suck.
You sound like Chewbacca there, memes. Wow. The Jets are bad.
I can't do it. I used to be able to do that.
Yeah, I bet on the Jets tonight. I'm a fucking moron. Okay. Next game, Niners Jaguars. The Niners are back. Niners 34, Jaguars 3. The Niners, turns out, for all the hand-wringing about the Niners' 3-game losing streak, when they get Deebo Samuel, Trent Williams, and a healthy Christian McCaffrey back, they are really fucking good.
They looked a lot better. Even the threat of Trent Williams being out in space. There was one touchdown that they had. I think it was on Deebo's touchdown. Trent was just pulling out to the left side, running like 25 yards downfield, looking terrifying like he always does.
Yeah.
And the cornerback just starts like taking the wrong angle and running away from Trent Williams. Trent never, I don't think he maybe like touched his arm briefly. Didn't really throw a block, but just his presence. He's like a gravitational force that makes people sprint away from you.
Yes.
And it makes the entire offense so much better when he's playing.
And-
So yeah, the 49ers are without a doubt back. And the defense looked good too. Like
Yeah, they were flying around.
Chase Young and Nick Bosa combined off the edge, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
You could tell that they had like a come to Jesus moment with their defensive unit being like, "Hey guys, what the fuck are we doing? We have so much talent. Why are we not playing better?" Christian McCaffrey, I thought he was more injured than he was letting on because everyone we do it as fans where we're like, "Oh, it's just an oblique." I guarantee if any of us had an oblique injury, we'd probably not podcast for like a month. So he is actually a perfect sign of like sometimes it's actually good to sit out so that people realize like, oh, we miss you so much instead of playing injured and not as well. Because today I think he averaged 5.9 yards per carry. Like he had that burst back to him.
Yeah, here's what we do. If you're injured, we're like, oh, this guy's a bum.
Yeah. Oh, he's not tough enough to play through it.
Yeah, you say, oh, this guy's a bum. And then they're like, well, he's injured. And then we say, we'll stop making excuses for him. He's healthy enough to play. Sometimes you aren't healthy enough to play. So
Yeah, but you're just a tough motherfucker like Christian McCaffrey. It was funny too, the Niners trying to get him a touchdown at the end.
Oh, they went to him on all four downs.
They're up 34-3 and they were inside the 10-yard line and Brock Purdy was throwing passes.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
So I think he was going to do the chicken dance to try to get everybody a free chicken sandwich at Shake Shack if he had scored. America missed out on chicken. It sucks. Everyone that scored touchdowns today that didn't do the dance is a selfish prick. Give the people free chicken.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Just like give us free chicken. Like I almost said that I was going to match, and then I realized that would put me in
A
the
lot.
like
A
millions.
lot. Don't do
So
that.
if
Then I'd
a
have to match.
if a player takes their pants off after scoring a touchdown and takes a shit in the end zone, I will pay for George Pickens' bail to get out of jail for doing that.
Oh, wow.
How about that?
That's huge.
I think he's probably the only one that would take me up on that.
And some
Yeah.
cheesesteaks.
And some cheese.
Yeah, and free
some free cheesesteaks. We should do a cheesesteaks giveaway.
I don't know if we have that.
No, but we should just make a player do something crazy like that.
If Kittle scores a touchdown,
And then he pulls up his shirt and it says, "Please subscribe to Pardon My Take. They're my best friends in the whole world."
well, he also might get fined for that because I don't think you can show like words.
We'll pay for that.
Pay for his fine,
And then
we'll give
free Pardon My Cheesesteaks for everyone who buys $50 worth of Pardon My Cheesesteaks.
yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a good deal. Okay, balls in your court, kiddo.
Buy 10, get one free.
Yeah.
It's like a punch card.
That's perfect.
Did you see that the Jaguars, they have a party button that they press at the start of every fourth quarter?
Oh, no.
And this was a very sad party button.
Oh,
Hank, you
no.
saw the video?
Very funny.
It was pretty bad. They got the hype guys down on the field, like amping people up, a giant button that they hit.
I'm gonna fucking record this, dude. But do we have to do this?
You got to know when not to press
You
the
gotta,
party button.
You got to put the party button away when you
Well,
get it.
I think it was an ad, and so I think it's like you got to just do the party button in the first quarter.
Yeah.
To
You
avoid.
got to do the party button right with like the kickoff.
Because the whole stadium started booing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
You
booed the
should.
party button.
You should boo the party button. The Jaguars.
Max would be so bad at pushing that button.
Yeah, he would.
I was waiting for that joke.
Oh!
Jaguars, are they frauds?
I think we have to have the conversation
I think they might be.
because the only good team that they've beaten is the Bills, and we don't know if the Bills are even that good, and it was in England. So
When they got to stay for the second week.
when they stayed for the second week. So we don't know if the Jaguars are good or not. I mean, Trevor Lawrence hasn't been that great this year.
No, he had 3 turnovers today, 2 picks and a fumble.
He's been good. Don't get me wrong. Like Trevor Lawrence, I think he's a fine young man, but he's a better human being than he is a football player at this point.
this moment.
Yeah, I would love to change my tune on Trevor.
Yeah, I think the Jaguars might be frauds, and I don't know. I don't think we'll get much pushback because I think Jaguars fans are a little different than their state brothers down south in Miami. I think Jaguars fans kind of know they feel like a fan base that is always waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Yeah.
And they kind of were dreading this game. Like, man, if we don't look good, because they scored 9 points against the Chiefs, they scored 3 points against the Niners. Those are 2 teams that are very likely going to be in the Super Bowl, and you weren't really competitive against either. So, yeah, I think they might be in the fraud tier.
So the reason why Prisco had them in the Super Bowl is because of the schedule. What do you say? Like it's a schedule dummy?
Yeah, he had them in the Super Bowl, but not winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, because their schedule was so easy. I don't know how. Oh, because they get the bye because their schedule was so easy.
Right.
That way their playoff schedule would be easy.
Would also be easy.
But that's not necessarily true because you still have to play good teams.
And they lose the tiebreaker to the Chiefs, and they also have 3 losses, and the Chiefs only have 2.
So the good news, if you're a Jaguars fan, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games in which I think you'll be favored for the rest
Okay.
of the season.
Okay. Schedule gets back to being nice.
Yeah, so the schedule will be good. I think this was Pete had this as a loss anyways, right? When he sat
Yes.
down and looked at the schedule. So just get back on track against the Titans. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Also, Brock Purdy looked good again.
He looked really good.
Yeah. He's fine. He's going to be fine. It's. I think we're at a safe place with Brock Purdy in the fact that if he has all his weapons, Trent Williams and Deebo Samuel being very important weapons, he will look like a very good quarterback.
And you're right. Trent Williams is a weapon.
Yeah.
Like at offensive line, he's without.
He doesn't have to worry about the entire left side. Like he just knows that he's going to be fine.
So there's one thing that concerns me about the Niners. One thing. I just want to put this in the file to pay attention to. Most people probably started looking at it in the Browns game. Their kicker isn't very good.
No.
Moody's not very good, and he
He
makes
was good in college,
he
too.
makes a
That's
lot-
the crazy part.
he makes a lot of field goals that barely go in.
Yeah.
Like in a lot of extra points that just barely sneak in. He's not very accurate, and he might end up being a good kicker. That's what's so weird is like the kicker position is one where if you're not great right off the bat, then you probably won't have any career whatsoever. You don't really have time to grow into it. But he so far has not looked. I would be very worried about the Niners playing in a close game and trusting him as the kicker.
Yeah, I would as well.
So he was like a 5th round pick, wasn't he? I don't know. He was a draft. They took him in the draft somewhere, so they're probably unlikely to.
No,
move
he
on
was.
from him.
I think he might have even been a
Was he a 3rd rounder?
3rd rounder. Yeah.
They took him in the draft. You don't want to admit that you fucked up a draft pick and move on, but they did that with Trey Lance. If I was John Lynch, I would probably get a new kicker. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say.
I remember him at Michigan being very good. So I think he hit some very big kicks too. That game against Illinois last year, in the sandwich spot. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with him.
Who was the kicker from Florida State? Aguayo?
Yeah.
The one that his brother tore the turtle in half?
Yeah, that was so fucked up.
That was pretty fucked up.
Yeah, really fucked up.
Yeah.
Just frat boys just hanging out.
Just guys being dudes. Who
turtles in half.
That's the one, like, I've never heard Billy get more angry at a player than when he found out that this dude abused a reptile.
Turtle in half, yeah. That's bad. That's bad. Okay. Before we get to the next games, quick word from our sponsors. Proximo Spirits, that is proper number 12. Rich and Smooth, proper number 12 Irish whiskey. The new Smooth to the Core, proper number 12 Irish apple. New Crisp and Fresh, proper number 12 Irish apple. Founded by Conor McGregor. For every bottle sold, a donation is made to support our brave first responders. Shoot your shot of proper number 12 Irish whiskey. Pour the roar. Order your bottle of proper number 12 Irish whiskey from Drizzly today. I was drinking it this weekend when I was down at TCU. It was awesome. It is the best whiskey out there. Perfect for tailgates, football tailgates. It's whiskey season. It is officially whiskey season, and the new proper number 12 Irish apple is especially delicious. So smooth. So pour the roar. Order your bottle of proper number 12 Irish whiskey from Drizzly. Shoot your shot, and for every bottle sold, a donation is made to support our brave first responders. So you're giving back as well. We're also brought to you by our friends at Duracell. Few sports are more technically demanding than auto racing. Because of those standards, Williams Racing only trusts one brand of battery, Duracell. You may not think you need the same level of performance in your batteries until you do. That's because Duracell is engineered for more, and a proud partner of Williams Racing. I also, off script, I'm a Duracell guy. I have so many toys and things that I need to put batteries in my household, and Duracell is the one I go to because I know that we will keep those toys going. The remotes, everything. Duracell is the best battery in the world. So if you want to win tickets to see Williams Racing at next year's Miami race, which we were at last year, awesome scene. We're giving away the Ultimate Experience race tickets, paddock club passes, meet and greet, one driver, and way more. So visit DuracellMiamiExperience.com/Barstool. That's DuracellMiamiExperience.com/Barstool to enter to win tickets to see Williams Racing at next year's Miami race to enter. Okay, so thank you to Duracell. We are Duracell guys through and through. All right, next up, the Josh Dobbs experience. Vikings 27, Saints 19. We've been spending all this time trying to figure out who's going to be the 7th seed in the NFC, and guess what? It was right in front of us all this time. The Vikings are on a 5-game winning streak, the longest streak in the NFL right now, and they're the 7th team since the merger to start 1-4 and win the next 5, and all 6 of those other teams have made the playoffs. So the Vikings, they're good. Like, they're just a good team. They figured out their defense, and they've done this all without Justin Jefferson. It's crazy.
Interesting. So they're 5-0 without Justin Jefferson.
They've done it all without Justin Jefferson. And Josh Dobbs, like, listen, the Josh Dobbs experience might fall off at some point because we've known it in the past, but it is fun when it's going.
We do fall in love with quarterbacks like this so easily. In fact, this is the second time this year we've fallen in love with Josh Dobbs.
It's fun when it's good.
We fell in love with Josh Dobbs. We fell out of love with him when he was on the Cardinals. And we're like, okay, well, the Josh Dobbs thing was fun, but let's move on. Now we're back in on Josh Dobbs in a huge way.
Yes.
Because he actually has a good team around him.
He seems like the best guy ever.
Impossible to root against.
Yes.
For Josh Dobbs.
I was looking at it, the Vikings schedule. So they're 6-4, started 1-4, crazy. They could win 10 or 11 games.
I could see it.
They play the Broncos, the Bears, the Raiders. They then have to play the Bengals, and they finish the season with the Lions twice and the Packers. If they split the Lions games, like, they should be able to beat the Broncos, Bears, and Raiders, right? And they beat the Packers. That's 5 wins, 6 wins. That's 10 or 11 win team.
Yeah, I could see
It's
it.
crazy.
And we
They're
know-
good.
Josh Dobbs at least learned the name of one of his receivers, T.J. Hawkinson.
Yes.
He loves T.J.
Who
and
broke his back at one point in this game.
yeah, he's a beast. And so he had 11 catches today. He also he hooked up with Jordan Addison a few times. He spreads the ball around. He's just a good quarterback.
And
you cannot tell me that Josh Dobbs is not a starting caliber quarterback in the NFL right now.
And he the one thing with Josh Dobbs is he can obviously use his feet. He had a couple awesome runs today that look like video game runs, but he always keeps his eyes downfield when he's running and when he's like moving around in the pocket. So yeah, Josh Dobbs is fun. And then on the other side, we got to see Jameis, and Jameis gave us all of Jameis. He had 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Threw a couple Jameis passes. That one touchdown, he made one incredible pass to Chris Olave, who made it equally as incredible catch. And then he made a touchdown pass where he threw it all the way across the field that no one in the world would make that pass except for Jameis Winston. And it worked. And it was like, this is awesome. We get to see Jameis. He then threw a couple picks. But the only thing that will save me from being so fucking sick of the Saints shit, because I am. I'm sick of the Saints. They're a bummer to watch because it's like they have enough guys on the team that you think they're going to be okay, and then they come out and they just play like shit. Jameis Winston's the only thing that can save them.
Yeah, that 10-minute span that you're talking about, Jameis threw a pass that only Jameis Winston would ever even attempt, and it worked out, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
Then about 8 minutes later, he threw a pass that only Jameis Winston would ever even attempt, and it got picked off.
Yeah.
And that's why we love watching Jameis.
It's the best.
And I will settle for having like a full-on Taysom Hill game where he gets like 11 carries, he gets thrown the ball like 3 times, he gets to throw, like passes for a touchdown, and he takes like, I don't know, 10 snaps under center, 11 snaps under center. I'll settle for one of those. I think the common denominator is just that Derek Carr is a bummer to watch play football.
He really is.
He looks sad. It might be the eyeliner. He looks too goth to play football. But something about watching Derek Carr starting a game for a team that's on television just makes you ignore that game for most of it.
I feel like Derek Carr's just firmly in that camp of if you're a teammate of Derek Carr, you love him to death because he does seem like a great, great dude.
Yeah.
But when you watch him, you're like, can we just stop? Can we just do anything else besides watching Derek Carr play football right now?
You know what I think it is? He reminds me a lot of, like, he has late stage Drew Brees.
Yes.
Where, like, the last season and a half of watching Drew Brees, that's what Derek Carr looks like every game that he starts.
Yeah.
And that's a bummer.
It's a bummer.
But when you get Jameis in there, it's a shot in the arm. He is football cocaine.
Yeah. It was awesome to
The
watch.
highs,
him
the
play
lows,
football.
it's all good.
In terms of my pinky, I think I was at like a 1 I was at a 0 when the Vikings were 1-4. Then they won a couple games and Kirk Cousins got hurt. And I went to like a 2 when they won a couple games. Kirk Cousins gets hurt. I go back down to a 1. With Josh Dobbs and the fact they've won 5 straight in a row, I think I have to admit that I'm like at a 4 at least.
Kirk's done for the year no matter what, right?
Yes.
Yeah. He's not going to
What if he has-
Tijuana and get stem cell like Aaron Rodgers did.
Oh, yeah.
Ball.
Kirk's very much against stem cell.
Yeah. Wait, memes? Did you get the ball?
Fuck you.
No, you did not get the ball. I am at a 4.5.
I had completely forgotten that they were your pinky team.
Yes.
That's how little the Vikings being a threat really played into my mind until recently.
Now
Yeah.
there's shades of the original pinky team, the Texans, when I picked the Texans and they won like 10 in a row and still lost in the playoffs. But I'm pretty confident the Vikings aren't going to win the Super Bowl, but I'm also equally as confident the Vikings will be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Which is scary.
I wonder if we're going to get more people from Minnesota shaving their eyebrows off.
That'd be cool.
That seemed like it was the start of something good.
Yeah. Do it for Josh Dobbs. He's fun. He's very fun.
He
At
is
least Josh Dobbs has gotten himself an awesome backup quarterback contract.
Yes.
Like for a long time.
Yeah, it's amazing that he bounced around as much as he did. Like, no team saw this guy and was like, let's just make him our backup.
Yeah.
And just keep him.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, Memes, you're in the torture chamber. You're losing this game. You know that.
Yep. This
Say it.
We're losing this game,
Okay.
but home to a field goal.
Okay, so you're not fully there yet. Steelers 23, Packers 19. The Pittsburgh Steelers have done it again. They got outgained yet again. They are 6-3, and they've been outgained by their opponent in every single game they've played this year. and they're the first team to do that and have a winning record since 1940. They are the Breaking Bad. Like, they can't keep getting away with this. I love watching it. It's fun to watch because they find new ways to look bad and still win games, and it's crazy.
I hope it happens every single game this season.
Yeah.
I hope
they do it all the way to the Super Bowl.
Exactly. That'd be great, wouldn't it? If they got outgained in the Super Bowl, still won.
People would be so mad.
Like we talked a lot of shit about the Steelers a couple years ago during COVID year, Jets ball. And
now you need Zach Wilson to do something.
Where they were the worst 11-0 team of all time. Remember that?
Comebacks.
Yes.
Yeah, and we made fun of them. This Steelers team, I'm actually rooting for. Like, I hope this continues to happen. And my question to you, Big Cat, is this an indictment of Mike Tomlin that he keeps getting outgained in every game, or is it a credit to Mike Tomlin that in spite of getting outgained in every single game, he figures out weird ways to win?
It's a credit. Mike Tomlin is an incredible coach. Everything that I've seen from, and we've had this discussion before, but finding out how crazy Big Ben, Le'Veon Bell, and Antonio Brown all were, the fact that Mike Tomlin kept that team together, he gets all the credit in the world for me. And yeah, I think he's an incredible coach. And you brought up the 11-0 team because I know people get upset when we put the fraud tag on like the Dolphins or the Jaguars. The Steelers can't get the fraud tag because I don't think anyone thinks they're that good.
No.
They just win games.
They're not fraudulent. They are who they are.
Yeah, right. Like, they're not a very good team, but they have a very good record.
Yeah, they have a point differential, and again, bear in mind they are 6-3 right now.
Yeah, 6-3.
They're 6-3. They have a point differential of -26.
It's crazy.
So, last year with the Giants, did we call them frauds, or did we just say like?
No, because I never thought that
it was the Vikings. The Vikings.
Because to be frauds, you have to be talked about like you're gonna be a Super Bowl contending team. Like, no one thought the Giants last year.
It was the Vikings, I mean.
Yeah, the Vikings were because they had won all those games by one score, and they had a crazy record. They won the NFC North. Like, the Steelers, they're not good, but their record is good.
Yeah, nobody.
I don't know what else to say.
I don't think anybody, even Steelers fans, look at this Steelers. In fact, like, a lot of Steelers fans are like, I can't fucking stand Mike Tomlin. It's like more of this shit, and they're mad because they keep winning. So Mike Tomlin is definitely not going to get fired.
Well, he wouldn't get fired anyway because it's Pittsburgh.
It's Pittsburgh. But to Tomlin's credit, he is 27-7-1 in one-score games. So that's a big enough sample to see that maybe Mike Tomlin is doing some small things right. You know what he did this week? New wrinkle for Mike Tomlin this week. He paid local refs to come out in referee uniforms because they'd gotten fucked by the refs so many times to actually officiate their practices.
This is like me. Is like doing like a basketball game with the police.
Exactly. Yeah. He was like, okay, well, we're gonna have them close. We're gonna figure out how refs operate, what we can and can't get away with.
I love it.
Smart guy.
It. Yeah,
very smart guy.
And in a weird, perverse way, the Steelers are fun to watch because you know exactly what you're going to get when you watch the Steelers game. You're going to get a lot of frustrating offensive drives. You're going to get T.J. Watt being a monster. Their defense making a couple big plays. And, like, I think while we were watching this, when the Packers were up going into the fourth quarter, or it was maybe late third, I was like, the Steelers have them right where they want them.
Again,
this is exactly where the Steelers want to be. They want to be down less than a touchdown and be like, all we need is one drive, and then we just play defense. And that's exactly what they did. And they're weirdly fun to watch. And they ran the ball today, which is more an indictment on the Packers' atrocious run D that they thought they figured out for 2 games. But yeah, Jalen Warren and Najee Harris had 183 yards on 31 carries.
And Najee didn't look bad.
No.
Although he does look bad when they give Jalen Warren a carry, like right after Najee Harris carry.
Yes.
Where you watch that and you say, well, that guy's way faster.
Yeah.
Why are they playing this?
Yeah, he looks so much
fella?
more explosive. Yeah, Jalen Warren did that spin move to no one.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah, it was great. So I will say, for Packers fans, you're probably upset about the lateral that wasn't called. And I would agree with you on that. I need somebody who's much smarter than me to explain why that pass from Kenny Pickett wasn't ruled a lateral that was scooped up by the Packers and then returned for a touchdown, because it very obvious. I think it went backwards.
Yeah.
At the very, very least, it went side to side. Then they reviewed it. And then what's the simp that ref simp that they bring out there? That narc?
Blandino?
No, I don't think it was Blandino. Blandino at least has some balls, and we'll call them out.
Oh, yeah.
Mistake.
I know who you're
Terry
talking about.
McAuliffe?
Yeah.
Was it Terry McAuliffe?
Yeah.
Terry McAuliffe has the balls to get on TV and say you didn't see what you just saw.
Yeah.
It was right on 1984. He was like, that was a
wrong.
clearly forward pass. Unless I'm
Hate when they do that.
Unless I'm insane, that was very obviously a lateral that should have been allowed to be picked up by the Packers. So
Yes.
Parallax effect.
Parallax.
Parallax
Good call,
effect.
Hank.
Yeah, the
What's
Packers.
the parallax effect again, Hank?
It's that a line from above might not actually be accurate or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good with
got
the
that.
angles. Yeah.
The Packers, Jordan Love actually he made some nice plays downfield in the first half. He also threw two interceptions to end the game. Again, I think that this guy is the guy, and you have to give him an extension. He showed you enough with those. He did throw a dime touchdown pass to, I think it was Reed. I can't remember, but yeah, you got to give him. You got to keep going forward with him.
Yeah.
He's the guy. He clearly is the guy. Couldn't be more the guy.
Let's get some of those gifts going. I love those when it's always like extend your team's rival's worst player.
Yeah.
Let's get some of those going.
I need it. He's the guy. Also, TJ Watt is now second all-time most sacks in first 100 games. Reggie White 105, TJ Watt 88, JJ Watt 87.5, which is cool for the Watts, but also reminds you how sick Reggie White was.
Reggie might have been the strongest NFL player of all
He just
time.
throw offensive linemen.
The hump move that he would do with one arm and just push an offensive lineman 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. I feel like every week we get another JJ stat, and then JJ's like, man, this is so cool. Like I couldn't imagine being a kid and growing up. The perspective is just killing me right now. And then we start to lose sight of the perspective. Because from our perspective, it's like, okay, I've been hit over the head with this.
Right.
But I just want to remind myself to have the perspective to look at J.J. Watt's perspective and say, that is really cool that you and your brother can do.
Watt's stats are scoregamis.
Yes.
I lose the perspective because they keep happening.
There are too many great Watt. The Watt family is so good at football that I've become numb to how good at football they are.
You can find a stat. There's a stat for that, for every single big Watt stat. Memes. Memes just had a smile on his face like things are going great. Zach Wilson is moving the ball.
I keep saying to Max, they should just kick the field goal now so
Agreed.
they give themselves enough time to get
Another field goal.
Or a fumble. Yeah, I agree.
That was almost a great pass to Garrett Wilson. How you feeling, Memes?
I'm feeling good.
Why?
I don't know.
He shouldn't.
Yeah,
Zach
that's
Wilson's Mr.
crazy.
Fourth quarter. He leads the league in fourth quarter.
I mean, that's the one good Zach Wilson pass that you're going to get.
Yeah,
and it was in his
Garrett
hands.
Wilson didn't get it.
He had a good one before.
All right, Memes. 3rd and 4. It's 16-12 Raiders. You need this first down. And you are going to get it. Wow.
Great job.
Okay, we'll go back to Memes in a second. All right, last early game, Bucs 20, Titans 6. This game stunk.
Yeah, I don't really have too many notes on the Bucs-Titans game.
The way you said that,
Yeah, well,
it was like very.
it was the Bucs playing the Titans, and the Bucs won.
I only have a couple notes. Mike Evans is good for like a comically bad drop every few weeks. He had one today, but then he actually turned around and had 143 yards and a touchdown. But for a guy he's a future Hall of Famer. If he retired tomorrow, he'd be in the Hall of Fame. Incredible wide receiver. But there still is like 3 or 4 times a year he gets thrown a football and it looks like he's never touched a football in his life.
It's like him and Mike Allstott are the two best offensive players in Bucs history.
Yeah.
You can confidently say that. Maybe Tom Brady.
But
maybe say Tom Brady.
Did you see that drop? It was
for life. I did see it. So
it twisted him up and he fell down like he was in like a sitcom.
So my note on this game was related to that drop. You know what his explanation was?
What?
He said he was thinking about which fan in the front row he was going to give the ball to if he had caught that
Stephen
touchdown
Shea
catch.
effect.
So he admitted to it. He was like, "Yeah, I fucked up. I was thinking about the fan. Like I had the fan picked out of my head and I tried to catch it and I thought about my celebration before I caught it." Which is, I'll say this, it's better to drop a ball because you're thinking about that than it is if you drop a ball on the 2-yard line before you run into the end zone.
Yes,
which is a
Washington.
big
And not cover the
problem.
spread. But yeah, Mike Evans, it looked like a scene like Kramer comes in the door and you throw him a football and he drops it and then he hits over everything in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
That's how he fell. But then he came back and played well. The Titans offense is very hard to watch. Will Levis is obviously a rookie.
He got beat up a lot today.
They're trying to figure it out. the Titans are officially in trying to figure it out mode. Like, they got to figure everything out.
They've been there for a while. If I were to ask you, Big Cat, what do you think the Titans' record is in their last 16 games? What would
Not
you say?
good.
It's
8-8.
3-13.
Yeah, because they collapsed last year.
Yeah.
They've not been good this year. And somehow, some way, the Bucs are not a good football team, but they are, I think, maybe the best team in the NFC South.
Could be.
The Saints are the only other answer because we'll get to the Falcons in a little bit. But, like, yeah, I guess. The NFC South sucks.
It's bad.
It's the worst.
It's bad.
It's the worst.
But you gotta band together if you're the NFC South. You just gotta say, like, we beat each other up.
Yeah.
That's the old NFC Beast playbook.
But it's crazy to watch the Bucs play football and be like, this could very well be a home playoff team.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the weird part about it is somebody has to host that fourth spot.
Yeah, like the Cowboys might have to go to Tampa Bay,
Yeah.
which I guess they did last year. Hank,
Who won?
your Cowboys.
Yeah.
I saw a guy in Texas on Saturday who was like, I love
Just one?
Well, I saw a lot of guys. Yeah, you're right.
How many guys did you see?
One guy, hundreds of guys. One guy came up to me and was like, I'm a huge AWL, and I love that Hank is a Cowboys fan now.
Fuck yeah.
He was like, finally, representation matters. I could see myself in this podcasting booth.
Finally, somebody in national media roots for the Dallas Cowboys.
Finally,
It's
they're
good.
talking about the Cowboys.
We should get a former Cowboys player on the show.
I've always said
Just
we
to
need a
hang
Cowboys fan. I would love to get a Cowboys fan just to
Pass.
Exactly. For that reason right there. Just like, we should get just
We had Moose in preseason.
Oh, Jake's here. Hey, Jake.
Oh, hey, Jake. Welcome back, Jake.
Thank you.
No, I'm saying we should have like a former Cowboys player because every single media company has at least 2 former Cowboys.
I
that work
can't
with them.
decide.
It would just be great because actually, Max, it might be bad for your job security because if there's one person that we would like to laugh at more for their misery than an Eagles fan, it would probably be a Cowboys fan.
I would
Hank
love.
says no.
I would love.
I don't like hate Philly like Hank does, but watching Cowboys fans go through misery is the absolute best.
I don't hate Philly at all. I just love watching them lose.
It would be great to get like a 7-foot, like 130-pound Cowboys fan and just put him next to Max, the perfect 10, and just watch them just go at it all the
I mean,
time.
I'm not short.
You would be against a 7-footer?
Yeah, welcome to my life.
I guess.
Are you saying you'd look tall next to a 7-footer?
No, but like the way you say that made it sound like
You're short.
I was short.
You're not
Yes.
short, but
It's not what I was.
if you hang out with a 7-footer,
7-footer. Max, you got to just worry about being in the doghouse.
I'm not in the fucking doghouse. I don't know why you keep saying that.
Right. Exactly. Okay, before we get to the afternoon games, let's take a break, and then we will maybe narrate the end of the Jets game that they are on the 23-yard line trying to score a touchdown.
before we get to the rest of the games, I want to talk to you about Coors Light. I had some Coors Light on Friday, and I had 2 Coors Lights on Saturday. Blake got behind the bar. He was serving drinks at the local pub. I was enjoying some Coors Light, watching college football. JMU Duke's winning, enjoying a Coors Light. Mountains were blue. It was the perfect Saturday. Fall doesn't have to be a buzzkill. Coors Light helps you find moments to unwind. If you have a big work presentation, you can follow it with a happy hour, some friends, and a cold Coors Light. If you got weekend chores, take Saturday off, hit the tailgate, even if you don't have tickets to the game. Whenever you need to hit reset, reach for a Coors Light. It's made to chill.
Oh,
And there's the Zach Wilson interception.
Oh,
that ends the
Zach
game.
Wilson. If you're a Jets fan and you need to chill, I highly recommend reaching for an ice cold Coors Light. Memes, what color are the mountains?
Blue.
Mountains are blue. They're always blue because they're cold. It's the coldest beer in the world. We went to the Coors office last week here at Part of My Take. We all did a field trip out there. Got to drink some Coors Light straight from the tap. It was delicious. Poured some Coors Lights. It was wonderful. The mountains on the bottles and cans, they turn blue when your beer's cold. That way you always know when it's time to chill. When you need to hit reset, just open a Coors Light. It's mountain cold refreshment, and it's made to chill. Coors Light is the one that I choose when I need to unwind. So when you want to hit reset, reach for the beer that's made to chill. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/take. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. These games are also brought to you by Pepperoni. Pepperoni treats are Blake and Stella's favorite snack on game days. Gave Blake some pepperoni on Friday. We were working on our tricks. I want to teach him. I need to know a new trick because he's absolutely nailed sit. He's nailed stay. He's nailed wave. He can wave at me. I need a new trick, and pepperoni is the easiest way to teach your dogs tricks because they are insanely delicious. They smell great. Blake will do anything for a pepperoni. Need to figure out a new trick to teach him with the help of our good friends over at Pepperoni. They're the best treats in the world. You can celebrate your favorite sports team with your BFF, your pup. The best for game days. Be your best friend's best friend with Pepperoni treats. Go to pepperoni.com. Find a bag near you. That's PUPPERONI.com. That's PUPPERONI.com. Pepperoni, the best dog treats in the world.
Oh, memes. That interception. Talk us through it. That was just too many plays for Zach Wilson on that drive. There was 11 plays. You can't have 11 plays.
It was so bad. The guy wasn't open. You could see the linebacker coming down. Zach Wilson couldn't see him.
Yeah.
But it was so clear. Now they're going to get a first down on the second down. Oh,
Yeah.
no, stop.
This is actually even meaner that they're going to let Zach
gonna throw
Wilson
another
have the
interception.
ball again.
So,
You're going to think oh, maybe he'll do it.
Memes, do you want Aaron Rodgers to come back in December?
What's our record?
Now, let's say you lose 2 more games.
No.
1 more game.
No.
So you have to go undefeated
They play
for the rest of November.
At the Bills and the Dolphins next 2 games.
Must wins.
It's too bad because the back half of your schedule gets a little bit easier.
Yeah, we play the Commanders.
Shut up.
Oh.
I mean, we can't score a touchdown, so it doesn't matter. I was just busting balls.
Yeah, just
We
being a
can't,
dude.
we can't score a touchdown. We just watched 2 primetime games where they can't score a touchdown.
Yeah, why?
Yeah, that's true. They can't score a touchdown.
Why do they keep not flexing the Jets out? My theory this week is Mike Tirico loves Vegas. Tirico made 9 references to what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Oh, yeah, things get wild out here in the desert, smoking cigars late at night. I feel like Mike Tirico was like, no, we're going to go to Vegas. You can't flex that out.
Well, even with Aaron Rodgers, if he was playing, this wasn't even the best game.
They would definitely keep him, though. They
Yeah,
want Aaron Rodgers.
But Ravens-Browns would have been good. Jaguars, 49ers, but
What's your theory? How close do you think he actually is? Do you think he's going to come back this year?
I think he wants to. I don't think he's ready.
So the Jets are going to get the ball back with a minute and a timeout. You're just going to have to go through the torture again.
Yep.
It's going to happen again.
Can I bet on him to throw another pick?
Yeah, probably.
I'm going to try to do that live.
He's definitely going to throw another pick.
He has to.
But maybe memes, you know what memes? Maybe this will be the greatest thing ever.
Like the Giants game?
No, I'm saying maybe we're taping right now. Maybe you're going to have your moment. Your memes arrival moment. It's almost a passing of the torch in the studio. Jake came in late. He had a flight. Max is in the doghouse and is saying all types of pussy shit.
I'm not in the doghouse.
And now you are going to be the alpha.
If he pulls it off?
Yeah. This is your moment.
All right, let's go.
Okay, here we go.
My theory is they don't want to flex out any games where the Super Bowl is taking place. They want to show off the venue as much as possible.
Oh, that is a good theory, Jake.
Because this is their second home one. They beat the Steelers in week 3, and then they have a Thursday night game against the Chargers in December. 3 home primetime games is a lot.
Yeah, that's a good theory. Because, the Raiders weren't supposed to be good. Okay,
Yeah.
I like that theory. Okay, next game. Lions-Chargers. Unbelievable game. What a game. What a game.
If you like offense, it was great.
Yes. This was the Lions offense is so good. And I know that it's a lot of the Chargers defense being so bad. The Lions defense was not so good. And I walked away from this game being like, I guess the Lions can win shootouts, but man, their defense got torched. Poor Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert played his ass off. And he has the second most money invested in a defense in the NFL, Steelers being 1, Chargers being 2, and a defensive head coach. And that defense fucking sucks.
They're miserable.
Lions players were running open everywhere. There was a 4th and 5 or 6 that the Lions ran the ball.
Yeah, no,
and they ran it for a first down.
It was 4th and 5, and Dan Campbell says go for it, which is kind of a ballsy play. And then to run an inside handoff against a defensive coach just like kicking dirt in the little nerd's face. That's what it was. It was Dan Campbell being like, "Yeah, I'm a football guy. You're not."
Yeah. And the Lions offense, now that their offensive line is healthy, like they look like they are all the way back on offense, which makes them a very scary team. I don't know. Their defense was driving me insane. It felt like Justin Herbert, like it really did feel no matter what, whoever had the ball last was going to win the game because no one could stop either team at any point.
Yeah, I want to go back to October 22nd of last year.
Oh my God, Zach
great
Wilson just made
completion.
an incredible pass.
October 22nd of last year, Dan Campbell said,
Gotta use timeout.
"This is rock bottom."
Why aren't they using their timeout, memes?
Oh, they just wasted.
They wasted
seconds.
Come on,
8
Bob.
seconds. You call him Bob?
Yeah, it's Bob's Law.
Oh.
I think Bob's saying that you owe me more seconds.
Yeah, I put those seconds back on the
Give
clock.
me every second that I lost. But yeah, October 22nd last year, Dan Campbell said, "This is rock bottom for us, guys. This is the most heartbreaking loss we can have." Since that loss, they are 16-5.
Yeah, they're good.
He called it.
They're good.
Just like Hank called rock bottom earlier today, Dan Campbell called it October last year. He was right.
I think it was that game against the Patriots where they didn't score.
Might have been.
Yeah.
How tides have turned since then, huh?
Yes. Yes.
It was like really the fork in the road for two franchises. But yeah, the Lions, they can win in
Bob's
different
hot right
ways.
now.
And
I don't know if they can win in different ways. They
They
have
can.
to just score a shitload of points.
No, they can beat the shit out of you sometimes.
No, I'm just saying their defense is. I don't know if Aaron Glenn makes adjustments. I like watching that game was so stressful because I bet a lot on the Lions and being like, whenever the Chargers have the ball, it's not a question of will they score. It's just when will they score.
Their defense is sus for sure. Zach Wilson, what's he gonna do? Throwing it deep.
Oh my God, it almost worked. All right, we have one last play here, and then we'll get back to Lions Chargers. 5 seconds on the clock. Memes can be the alpha of this studio if he wins this game. If Zach Wilson pulls off, he's got the arm strength. Memes.
This would be so sick.
This would be
I
so
mean, he
sick.
just threw that out of bounds. What are you doing?
This would be so sick. Memes. Imagine if he does it.
Imagine.
He's not gonna do it.
He looks a little panicked right now.
Hey guys, spoiler.
You don't believe he's gonna do this.
Spoiler alert.
he's
He's
getting
not
sacked.
gonna do it.
What if he just
44 yards
runs
is
it?
possible.
What if he
Spoiler
just
He's
alert.
runs
gonna
it?
do it. He's gonna do it.
Oh, we're gonna get a timeout.
What's the most Zach Wilson way to end this game? I think a sack fumble would be pretty good.
Yeah, like a 20-yard sack.
Yeah.
Throwing it away.
Yeah.
Sideline.
Gets batted down, hit right back to him, then he runs out of bounds.
Oh,
Yeah, it gets
man.
the pass gets deflected. There's still time. Like he throws a quick pass to try to get a couple more yards. It
He
gets
does a little
batted
juke.
down. He catches it, and then he gets tackled in bounds. And he tries to throw it again on his way down.
And that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
And that's it. This is so funny. I can't believe you actually think this could happen. Maybe I'll look like the biggest idiot ever, but spoiler alert, I'm not going to. And I bet on the Jets. I would love for this to happen, Memes. This would be an incredible win. All right, Memes, here you go. Zach Wilson taking the snap. He's going back,
Oh,
and
man.
he's going to get
Oh.
sacked.
Oh,
No, he's running backwards. He's
Oh,
running straight
oh,
backwards.
Let it rip. Let it rip.
Let it rip, Zach.
He lets it rip. It is. Oh my God! It was almost caught. That was actually as close as you can get.
Was that Garrett Wilson?
Dude.
And let's just say right now, that was an incredible play by Zach Wilson to avoid that sack. That's why you drafted him. That's why you got to give him a new contract.
That was the off-platform throw.
Yeah,
more
it
years,
was.
Zach Wilson.
Rolling to the left, throwing to his right.
That was literally the full Zach Wilson. That's why you get that guy. That was so close, Memes.
We got to see this replay.
Yeah, he touched it.
He touched
I think
it.
he got his
touched
hands
it, you
all
can
over it.
Catch it,
He's
right?
still not going to get it on the replay memes.
Oh no, Hank.
That's rude.
Well, you're like, let me see this replay.
Yeah,
so I
but
can...
It's not going to make it better.
We
No.
found out today that Memes has Hank's number saved in his phone as Henemy. A budding rivalry. Not even a budding. It is a rivalry.
It's full-blown.
I love
Full-blown
memes.
rivalry.
Yeah, that's
no
my
rivalry.
that's my boy. Give me a life.
All right, we're never going to see the replay. We're never going to see the replay. They're not going to show the replay. Maybe he caught it, Memes, and that's why they're not showing the replay.
Yeah.
Maybe
No,
they're
they will. They got to show the handshakes first because that's live.
Okay, here
Here
we
it
go.
is.
comes.
Let's watch the
See
replay.
how close he was, Memes.
He's going to make it better, man.
Incredible job by Zach Wilson to avoid the sack. Got a little help from the ref. What a throw. And I don't think anyone could have caught it.
No, I think he touched it.
No, I don't think it was catchable.
That was a great play by Zach Wilson
Hit him with the hezzy hay.
against Crosby.
And he definitely could have caught it.
Garrett Wilson could have caught
So
that.
did
Garrett Wilson. All he's got to do is be a little bit better.
Oh,
No,
the guy in front of him.
is that Conklin?
Yeah, Conklin took it away from Garrett Wilson.
Sorry, memes.
This sucks.
Devontae Adams smiling. at the end of
Recap
the game.
real quick, memes. Your season is over?
The season's over again.
Okay.
Still can't score a touchdown.
No longer the best team in the NFC?
No longer. I think we're bottom 15 in the NFC.
Okay, bottom 15 in the
And
NFC.
15, right?
16 teams.
16.
Yep.
Bottom 15. Not the worst.
Okay. And Aaron Rodgers not coming back.
Aaron Rodgers not coming back. I don't think Joe Douglas is coming back either.
Whoa. He's built this roster, memes.
I
It's
saw
a
him,
good roster.
saw him trending a lot.
It's a good roster.
Josh
though.
Dobbs was doing good.
Do you think they're going to
Oh, you
Yeah.
think Josh Dobbs could
Yeah.
win some games for the Jets?
Josh Dobbs is a big reason why Joe Douglas has been trending.
Wow.
because they just said we're going to stick. Well, I heard Salah last week when they were talking about, like, there was somebody in the press that was asking him, why haven't you brought in a new quarterback yet? Why aren't we giving Zach Wilson some competition? And they did with Trevor Siemian, right? But they're not
Mhm.
like giving him
I don't even think they're
chance
dressing
to
him.
start. Yeah. So the question was a fair question, and Salah said as much. He was like, that's like, I respect that question. It's a good question. It's just we're going to go with the guy that we have right now. It almost felt like it was coming from above him, whether that was Joe Douglas or if it was Woody Johnson saying, no, let's stick with Zach Wilson. Don't bring anybody else in it. It felt like it wasn't his call to make.
Josh Dobbs would have won that game.
Yeah.
Josh Dobbs would have won that game.
Carson Wentz might have won that game.
Carson Wentz reached out. Did you see that report?
Twice.
Oh, he reached out?
Twice.
That's so pathetic.
He
He's
reached
so-
out again
he's
after
so thirsty.
Monday night.
Again,
And
I
the
say
Jets turned him
if
away.
Carson Wentz showed up at my doorstep, I would call the police. But he asked twice.
Yes, twice.
He's
He saw
like,
two
"Please let
games
me
where he's
play
like, I'm better
football."
than him.
He's like, are you sure?
Yeah. I really want to play.
They're like, nope.
No,
They're like,
thank
well,
you.
yeah, we'll be back in touch with you and let you know. And he's like, yeah, I never really heard back about that job opening. I wanted to
It
follow
said I
up.
nailed the interview.
Because I sent my resume in and I got a read receipt on it, and so I wanted to follow up on that.
Man. Sorry, memes. Lions Chargers. Back to Lions Chargers. I don't understand what the Chargers are doing. They spent all that money on defense and they don't have any linebackers. That was the shocking thing in this game, where it was just like the running game, the Lions ran it all over them, and then anytime they wanted, they had guys crossing the middle of the field wide open.
There were a million times when, whether it was St. Brown or somebody else, would catch the ball like 7 yards downfield.
Yes.
And then they'd run an additional 7 yards before getting they might not have linebackers.
Yeah, they might not.
It might just be a defensive line, and then you've got 4 defensive backs, and they forget to put linebackers out there.
Well, it's
the
kind
middle
of
of the field was incredibly wide open.
yeah, and Ben Johnson is an awesome play caller. Like that, what was it, 4th down when he threw the over the top tight end
Yeah.
touchdown? That was sick. Like, the Lions are so much fun to watch. I'm just very worried that their defense is not good. And maybe it's just Justin Herbert's very good, because I really do. If you watch this game and you anyone who's like Justin Herbert's not really good, you're just not watching the game, because he is really good and his defense is really, really bad.
They looked really good. The Lions defense looked good against the Raiders under
Yup.
offensive genius Josh McDaniels.
Okay.
Let's not forget that.
Yeah, let's
They
look at
actually-
this real quick.
Congrats to the Lions. Your defense was good enough to get Josh McDaniels fired,
Yes,
which is a net positive for football. And then you had a good game against the Bucs too.
which is also not a good offense.
Also not a good offense.
Yeah, so who is very one-dimensional, can't run the ball. Yeah, that's not.
I guess they look good against the Falcons too.
Yeah, but like the Seahawks put up 37 on them.
Yeah, their
I don't know.
defense. The defense is definitely suspect.
And it's crazy because watching the Lions play defense is so frustrating, because I feel like there's so many times where they almost get a sack and they just don't. And then it's like, oh, that's a 15-yard play. And I guess maybe that's just the difference. Game of inches. Ever heard of it? But it is, Lions fans, I feel bad for you, because your offense is so legit, and watching that defense is tough on certain Sundays.
But
And
you're
when you start playing really good quarterbacks, that's who's most likely going to be in the playoffs.
But the good news is you might be able to outscore most teams.
Yeah.
So your offense
And you'll
is
play
good enough.
fun football.
Jared Goff is great. He's awesome. I'm glad that we held our stock on Jared Goff. I'm surprised Hank didn't sell that one too. But we've
Well, he did kind of.
a little bit. I think Hank said he's great on play action.
Yeah.
But we remain committed to Jared Goff being an elite
He
quarterback.
rooted against him in the Super Bowl.
He did root against him in the Super Bowl. Incredible. Jameer Gibbs also is so fun to watch. I love rookie running backs when they have those fast legs.
Yeah.
And they got the rookie legs. You can tell instantly if it's a rookie that's running the ball.
And David Montgomery's back.
He's back officially.
By the way, we got breaking news. Breaking news. This just came in. It's a text from Paul Rabel. Tuesday, we're going to find out where the Water Dogs' home is.
Ooh.
Tuesday.
The Doghouse.
Sports Center, 2 p.m. We're going to find out where the Water Dogs' home is. I've had conversations with Paul. I have an inkling of where we might be. We talked about a bunch of different cities. There was talks about Chicago, Denver, Great Lakes, Philadelphia, all these cities. I'm very excited to see where the Water Dogs are going to be.
We should call our stadium the Doghouse.
Yes. That would be perfect for Max. He'd feel right at home.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting. We're going to find out where the Water Dogs live.
I'm very excited about that.
So Tuesday at 2 o'clock Eastern on SportsCenter, Paul Rabel's going to tell us what city will be the home of the Water Dogs.
This is a revenge season, too.
Yeah. Oh, big time.
We're angry.
Big time.
We don't do second place.
Yes. Okay, so
I hope
that's
heads
huge.
roll. Heads
That's
need to
huge.
roll.
That's huge. I think maybe new logos, too,
Ooh.
which will be cool because then we can do throwback logos.
I like that.
You know?
Throwback day.
Yeah.
Back
That
to
actually
2021.
Next time we have Paul on, we got to tell him, like, change your logo every year. That way your throwback logo. Everyone loves a throwback logo.
I think that anytime a team wins a championship, they should retire that logo.
Yeah.
Like when the run is over. So
Yeah,
like
because then you
can,
remember it.
You can stay with it for the next season, I guess, but then maybe retire it once you don't win again. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, that's the Super Bowl logo.
I like that. I like that a lot. So Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern, Sports Center, Paul Rabel's going to tell us where the Water Dogs live. And then we're going to, it's going to be big news for us, boys.
Huge.
Huge news. All right, back to football. Cardinals and Falcons. Kyler Murray is back. So back. He looked good.
He looked really good. He was so fast today.
So fast.
Kind of adorable running around back there.
And he's got Trey McBride is a legit weapon for him. Kyler Murray took them on a game-winning field goal drive that they could have easily scored a touchdown. They got all the way down to the 5-yard line.
Yeah, it's fun. You forget that, there's a lot of stuff off the field, a lot of conversation about Kyler Murray, whether or not he really loved playing football. When he's on the field, he looks awesome. He looks like he's having fun when he's playing.
The league is more fun when Kyler Murray's playing, especially because he plays for the Cardinals, which is usually an afternoon time slot team. And it's like, you usually get a couple games that there's 3-4 games. If 2 of them suck, you're like, fuck, this sucks.
Mm-hmm.
When Kyler Murray's involved, the games usually are fun.
He's the only player that he can drift back 5 or 10 yards in the pocket, and a defensive lineman will be running at him. And then they'll be like, wait, I'm in a whole lot of space with Kyler Murray, and they'll stop pursuing him for the sack. And they'll just stand there and wait for him to turn around and run towards him because they know that if you run at him, he's going to step around you, and now there's even more space for him to go to. He's very fun to watch with the ball.
I had fun watching Kyler Murray today. I thought he was going to be rusty.
If you're a Falcons fan, correct me if I'm wrong, but they've now lost to the Vikings, Titans, and Cardinals, which are 3 teams in a row with quarterbacks with exactly 0 starts for those teams between the 3 of them.
On the season, yeah.
On the season.
Yeah.
So I guess you could say Arthur Smith is getting hosed because he doesn't have any he doesn't have tape to watch on these guys before they play, but that's a bad look.
Yeah, the seat might be getting hot for our friend Arthur, to put it mildly.
Yeah, and Heineke got injured today, so they put Ritter back in. And say something nice about Desmond Ritter. Didn't look bad when he came back in the game.
I thought he looked bad. He at least tried.
He didn't look as bad.
He tried to throw it downfield.
Yeah.
That would be the nicest thing I could say about Desmond Ritter, where he, in the past, he would, not throw it downfield. He tried a couple times.
And we got Bijan today. Bijan Robinson got a full workload.
Yeah.
Out
Which
of the
Arthur
doghouse.
Smith's proved that's not a winning formula.
Out of the doghouse.
So all of you nerds were wrong.
22 carries doesn't make you win. Don't ask how many receptions Kyle Pitts had and how many yards he had. That doesn't matter. But you got your Bijan wish.
He had 3 for 30.
3 for 30.
It's explosive.
Baby bump did not work.
Baby
That
bump
was a late
did not work.
edition. It was after we recorded.
Yeah, there should be a warning if it's Kyle Pitts specifically.
And thank you to the Cardinals because they won a game, and now the updated Tankathon is the Panthers in sole position of the first pick, which is the Bears pick.
Huge.
So thank you to the Cardinals. I think they could probably win a few games here with Kyler Murray. Hank, would you like to know who you're selecting?
Yes, please.
You're now third. So it goes Caleb Williams, Drake May, Marvin Harrison Jr. to the
Love
Patriots.
that. Love that.
Who's going to throw him the
guy.
ball? Bailey Zappi?
Yeah, Bailey Zappi had some nice zip on a couple of those passes.
Listen, if you get Marvin Harrison Jr., that can get you so excited for a very long time.
Would you be less excited about Bailey Zappi if his name wasn't Bailey Zappi? I think I would. I think the name, it's just kind of electric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bailey Zappi was awesome in college. Loved watching him play ball. Okay, next up, Cowboys-Giants. Oh, boy. The Giants, say something nice about the Giants. Tommy DeVito's family looks awesome. Central casting, the most Italian New Jersey family you could see. There was the whole story this week that Tommy DeVito still lives at home and was like, why wouldn't I? I get my laundry done, chicken cutlets.
Mm-hmm.
Just so perfect.
It is, and I want to defend him on this because he lives in New Jersey. He lives pretty close to New York. It's not cheap to live there. He's not getting paid a whole lot of money.
His mom's probably a great cook.
His mom is probably awesome. He's probably got a good setup there. So shout out to Tommy DeVito, who's wearing the TD gold chain around his neck during the game.
And, like, if there's ever a community that you can get away with that, it's the Italian community.
Yeah.
You live at home until you find a wife.
It's perfect. His mom probably won't let him move out.
Your mom is your wife until you find a wife.
His mom looked like she wanted to kick Brian Dable's ass during this game. Like, what the fuck are you doing to my son? And his dad was like, that's your fucking third down play?
Yeah.
His dad is perfect. His family was the best part of this game.
Just using their hands to yell at the Giants and everything, yeah.
There were a few plays in the first half especially where the game plan seemed to be just get Tommy DeVito as far away from the ball as possible. So they had him run out wide, and they would do like a last-second wildcat thing. And when they split him out wide, they split him out very wide. Very wide. Like, they told him, like, run off the field. Whatever you do, don't touch the ball during this play.
And you know what I always think about with guys like Tommy DeVito who, they probably don't have a long career in the NFL. Just give it time, Tommy DeVito, because you'll, at some point in your life, 10 years from now, you'll be working a job, maybe coaching football. You'll have your Giants Tommy DeVito game-worn jersey hung up in your office, and you'll be like, yeah, I threw a few touchdown passes in the NFL.
What do you think his next job's going to be? I think meat salesman.
Coach.
I think maybe steak. He might sell steaks door to door.
Yeah. Maybe garbage.
Yeah, I could get in the garbage.
Waste
Management,
waste
sanitation.
Yeah, sanitation.
Sanitation.
No, but
Whatever
like
his dad does.
Yeah, you got to. Yeah,
He's in the
that's
plumbing
probably
and
right.
heating business.
All right, so perfect. But he is like, just think about that, Tommy. There will be, you people are joking on you right now. You're being put in a terrible, terrible spot. But at some point, enough time will pass that people will be like, oh yeah, remember Tommy DeVito? That was fun.
I love the fact that they're not even trying to put Matt Barkley in the game. And if you look at Matt Barkley's Wikipedia page, at least earlier today, it listed him as being a former NFL quarterback.
Yeah.
Even though he's been on the team for like a week maybe.
Yeah.
But they're not even thinking about him. They're saying next week we're rolling with Tommy DeVito again.
Tommy.
He's the so Italian, he is the tank top.
Well, yeah.
He's the best possible guy you can have to tank if you're the New York Giants.
Yeah, and they the Giants had their first 7 drives, they had 1 first down. They didn't gain more than 17 yards until their 9th possession. Then Tommy DeVito did have 2 touchdown passes, but in the first half, the Cowboys had 28 points and the Giants had 27 yards.
Yeah.
It wasn't good. And the Cowboys, even the Cowboys kind of came out a little slow, like Dak threw a bad interception. But then there's nothing that the Cowboys like doing more than just beating the fuck out of bad teams. Mm-hmm. And Dak looked awesome. He made great throws. Like, that is the Cowboy way. They've won 12 straight at home. This season alone, their scores at home is 170 to 50. 170 to 50.
It's pretty good. Everybody got involved.
They're just beating the fuck out of teams. They beat the Giants this year 89 to 17.
Yeah, I don't know what we can take away from this game for the Cowboys.
No,
it's like more of the same. I think it's just like it adds to what we already thought about the Cowboys earlier.
Yeah, the Cowboys are just, if they play a bad team, take them every single day.
I feel bad for Saquon Barkley. I feel so bad for him. Going into this game, he knew that it was just basically going to be him on offense, and then they were just going to hope that everything worked out. The game plan was like get through this game without Saquon injuring himself
Yeah.
somehow, and try to they were down I think 28-0, and Saquon was just looking up at the scoreboard, just like get me the fuck out of
It
here,
was
please.
sad. It was sad to watch. Yeah, that's that. I mean, this game went. I know that like I'm a bad gambler, but I took the Cowboys today because I was like, this spread isn't enough.
Yeah,
Like it's not enough.
I took the Cowboys. I took Tommy DeVito's under for passing yards, which was 157.5 somehow.
Did he hit it?
No.
He hit the over.
No, 86.
He had 86.
He had 86
That's
yards,
tough.
which is actually like a pretty good game for Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy. He had 2 touchdown passes.
Yeah.
That was not bad.
He had 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. That's a good
pretty
game.
good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good for Tommy DeVito.
I'll say this.
86. Oh, 175. I think was their total yards. Yeah, 172.
He no longer looked like the example of could you get a first down if you were put in as an NFL quarterback.
Yes.
He looked serviceable at times.
Yeah, at times. And I think that the Cowboys, it'd be nice if they played in the BCS era.
Yeah.
Because they score style points against these bad teams.
Yeah,
That's what they do.
Computer bumped them up in the rankings.
Yeah, exactly. All right, last game. Seahawks 29, Commanders 26. You know what? I'll make it the rollback question of the week. RHOBACK.com. Use promo code TAKE, 20% off your first purchase. Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts,
Fleeces.
Roback.com. Promo code TAKE. The most comfortable clothes in the world. I wear the joggers every single Sunday. Love Roback. Go to Roback.com right now. Use promo code TAKE. PFT.
Yes.
We thinking Yoffs?
Yoffs. I gotta switch around a couple games.
Okay.
This-
you got
I-
to move some things
I got to
around.
move some things around. This one I had as a win in my spreadsheet in my head. So we just, you know what we have to do? We got to steal one.
Got to steal one.
Now we have to steal one against the Dolphins.
Got to steal
So
one.
if we steal one against the Dolphins, then there's still a path there. I don't really have expectations for this team anymore. Like it seems like the Minnesota Vikings are good enough where I don't necessarily think that my original plan to get to 9 wins would get us into the playoffs.
Yeah.
The Vikings might get 9 or 10. We do have the tiebreaker over the Falcons, which is nice though. But today
That won't come in handy
nope,
whatsoever.
I'm just saying.
That actually will hurt your draft.
I know. I just read. I read that was the one good thing that the Commanders have done. So we do have that tiebreaker. It's okay to run the ball. I just want to say, for reference, Eric Bieniemy, it's okay to run the ball. You can run the football.
It's Andy Reid's system.
It's the Andy Reid system where they use the running backs as an extension of the pass game, or I guess the short passing game is really an extension of the running game that they do.
Which the short passing game worked.
It does work, and Brian Robinson had a great touchdown off that. Really, the 2 best plays of the day came off Sam Howell scrambling out of the pocket, finding a running back, and then getting a big gain off it. Sam Howell's still the guy. He's 100% the guy.
Yeah, that touchdown drive at the end was awesome.
He's great. He had 312 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. He's not taking sacks like he used to. He got sacked 3 times today, but it's not as bad as it was in the past. So he's learning. He's growing. We've seen growth. I'm close to saying like I'm okay with tanking at this point, but the fact that we're in the hunt graphic,
Right.
the in the hunt graphic fucks me up
Oh, yeah.
all the time because the in the hunt graphic is a very powerful narcotic if you have a bad team, and you should be rooting for them to tank to get a better draft pick. But you see that fucking in the hunt graphic and you think to yourself, well, we can make the playoffs. And listen, Pittsburgh Steelers, they won the Super Bowl as a wild card. Like it's happened before. It happens actually not that infrequently where you make a little run in the playoffs. So you start deluding yourself and you think, fuck, I'm in the hunt. If I could just get out of the hunt and into the game, just give me a chip in a chair. And anything could happen in the playoffs. It doesn't really work out that way. And I should stop thinking about that. But every time they put that fucking in the hunt graphic up, I want to win that game.
The Bears are 1 game behind the Commanders, and we have the tiebreaker.
You're almost in the hunt.
Just putting into perspective that the Commanders might be
That's some
closer to the bottom.
That sounds like some fuzzy math to me. There's no way.
I just want to throw that out there.
You're 1 game behind the Commanders.
Come home.
But
home.
did you see? Wait. No,
I know the in the hunt always fucks me up. If
counterpoint.
I'm in the hunt
Counterpoint.
around Thanksgiving, it's like, let's fucking go, boys. Time to nut up.
Okay,
It's
look.
ball time.
Counterpoint, Big Cat. Here's the in the hunt graphic. Are the Bears on there?
No, but I'm just
They're
saying
not.
you're
We are.
you're 1 more loss and a Bears win away from being.
Was this before or after the loss?
This is before the loss. We were the first one. We were the first one in the hunt, though. We were
In
at the
the
top
hunt.
of the in the hunt.
No, the In the Hunt is my favorite graphic in the world. I just aspire to be in the hunt in Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Show
but
me the In the Hunt, and I'm like, oh yes,
I'm also learning that
we're still in the hunt.
the in the hunt graphic is actually bad.
They've definitely made the In the Hunt graphic bigger.
Yeah,
Like they've put everyone in the hunt.
they tried to rebrand it last year with the sniffing around. I like sniffing around
Yeah.
and lurking.
I do think Sam Howell was great though. Do you think that they should have gone for 2?
Yes, yeah, that's the other thing. Like Ron Rivera, you pussy, Riverboat Ron. No, why has anybody ever called you that? I was screaming at the TV, go for 2. We're on the road. Our defense sucked.
The only reason I would say not to go for 2 there was a lot of time left.
Yeah, but our defense sucked.
No, I know, but I feel like you go for 2 when there's 10 seconds left. It's like the game is over.
It probably wouldn't have affected the outcome of this game because our defense was going to give up a drive to Geno Smith anyways.
Who was great at the end.
He was very
Geno
very good,
looked like, I did have the theory that maybe I was too hard on Geno after he played the Ravens and the Browns. So Geno looked back to being okay.
He looked
Okay.
I think he looked pretty good today.
Yeah.
And our defense was bad. Somehow you lose our 2 best pass rushers and you can't generate pressure on the quarterback. It's weird when that happens.
Mm-hmm.
The defense is really bad. Fire Jack Del Rio, fire Ron Rivera. Ron Rivera is definitely a guy that's been mentally checked out for weeks. Just weeks. He doesn't give a shit.
Guess what? You're going to beat the Giants next week, and you'll be even more in the hunt.
Yeah, that's the thing is we're now like 9.5-point favorites at home against the Giants, and so we win that game, and then we're back at the top of the in the hunt graphic. And
Yeah.
I want to win another game after that, and
Against
then
the Cowboys.
Then we got to steal one against the Dolphins,
Yep.
and then anything can happen.
Anything can
And
happen.
then we got Schilling on the bump.
Yep. Rams, Jets, who memes threw in the white towel.
We're not out of it yet.
You still do have to play the 49ers and Cowboys.
We might steal one against the Cowboys too,
play the Cowboys twice and the 49ers.
but we might steal the last game against the Cowboys.
Yeah, you're not going to beat the Cowboys in Dallas because that's when they like to get their BCS rating up.
That's when they like to beat up on bad
Thanksgiving?
teams.
No, it's not Thanksgiving. Wait, is it Thanksgiving? Yeah, it is Thanksgiving.
Oh God, I got to watch the Commanders.
On
We're gonna win on Thanksgiving. We're gonna steal one. We're gonna steal one on the road Thanksgiving, and then we're gonna steal one against the 49ers.
Narrator voice, they did not.
Then we're
They
gonna
did
steal
not
one
steal
against
one
the Dolphins.
on
Then
Thanksgiving.
we're gonna steal one against the Cowboys at the end of the season because the Cowboys will be already set in their playoff spot
Yeah.
in Week 18.
Mm-hmm.
They will.
In
So
the hunt.
I feel like if they lose in Thanksgiving, that's going to mean they're going to probably need to get another win.
Yeah, that's true. You just kind of that.
we're
that
gonna tie.
doesn't work.
We're gonna tie them on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, if you beat the Cowboys on Thanksgiving, they will have to play Week 18.
We're gonna tie them on Thanksgiving, and then that tie will put them into the 3rd spot, and they'll be locked in the 3rd spot in the playoffs, and then they won't have to play week.
And then don't let the Eagles see the Commanders.
You don't want to see us 3 times.
You do not want to see.
It's hard to beat a team 3 times, Big Cat.
Yep.
Is that true?
Max, you should be worried about that.
I agree with PFT. I don't want to see the Commanders in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm the biggest Sam Howell believer out there.
Thank you for the support. Sam Howell is now 4-1 lifetime against Super Bowl winning coaches. This being his first loss.
Yeah.
Pete Carroll. Seahawks look good offensively. It's hard to say how much of that was just the Commanders' dog shit defense and how much was Seattle actually figuring something out. But yeah, credit to them. They're a good team.
Yeah, they are.
I think the Seahawks are a good team. That's a tough place to play.
They're a good team that I don't think can win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Let's do that real quick. Teams that can win the Super Bowl. I was thinking about it another way because we obviously have friends on the show, and anytime they have a bad game, everyone's like, they're overrated. And there's certain quarterbacks that, like, I don't care if they have 2-3 bad games in a row. I'm not going to say that they're bad. Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, like some of these quarterbacks, like
Jared
Jared would never have 3 bad games. in a row.
These are the quarterbacks, like, I think they're pretty good. One game doesn't make it.
Friend of the program.
If he plays against a good team. All right, teams that can win the Super Bowl.
Dolphins.
Chiefs.
Dolphins can't win the Super Bowl.
Yes, they can.
You think so?
Yeah.
Have they beaten any good teams?
No, but they can.
They can, okay. All right, my list is Kansas City, Baltimore, Cincinnati in the AFC.
I'm going to add one to that, Big Cat.
I actually might add one too.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I'm thinking we gonna say it 3, 2, 1. Ready? 3,
Browns.
2. I was gonna say Browns. Yeah.
Okay, Browns.
Yeah. I might add the Browns.
Because Deshaun like you
If
said,
he's good.
if he's good, that defense is good enough. Defense wins championships. People forget that.
Yeah. And then in the NFC, I have it Eagles, 49ers.
Cowboys.
No.
Mm-mm.
Wait, have we actually determined that the Cowboys are officially frauds? Because that was a statement loss that they had.
Yeah, they won that
Philadelphia.
loss. They won that
the-
loss.
they won the loss
Max
big time.
even admitted it. He's like, they shouldn't have. If the
That's
Eagles,
not what I said.
if the Eagles were honorable people, they would have given the Cowboys that win.
If the Eagles were smart, they would have given that win because that way you give a false sense of confidence to your opponent and you know you can beat them.
Here are the teams the Dallas Cowboys have beaten this year: the New York Giants, the New York Jets, the New England Patriots, the Los Angeles Chargers, the Los Angeles Rams, the New York Giants.
Okay.
Hank. Not exactly Murderer's Row.
Was that the Chargers without Austin Eckler?
Might have been. They will have games that they can prove it though. They play the Eagles, Bills, Dolphins in a row, and Lions all in a row in December. So that will be actually holy shit. Their December schedule is Seahawks, Eagles, Bills, Dolphins, Lions.
Commanders.
Well, yeah. I'm talking about playoff
Good teams. Well, in the hunt.
That's 5 potential playoff teams right there. So so we have 4 teams in the AFC and 2 teams in the NFC.
Lions fans are going to be mad at you.
I think the Lions are a great story. Their offense is incredible. Their defense, they have to be able to stop someone. Maybe they figure it out. They do have a lot of defensive talent. You have to be able to see them stop someone.
I think if you were to ask Lions fans truthfully right now, like, do you think this team could win the Super Bowl? They would probably say no.
Yes.
I guess there is a
These
style.
Lions fans are
Yeah, they could. They could.
they've been waiting for this season.
No, I
Yeah,
mean they're having a
this
great
is the
time,
season.
and I don't want to take anything away from the season because if you're a Lions fan, you should go to like every away game. You should throw parties during NFL Sunday. You should like get on message boards and brag and like invade other teams' message boards and be like, "Fuck you, we're the Lions. We're not going anywhere." You should do all that stuff. But I also think that they know that their defense is not good enough right now to be able to beat
Could get
really
better.
good teams in the playoffs.
Yeah, this is the right now, by the way. This could change. There could be material changes. The Lions defense, I know that it's become an offensive league, but defense, you still need a very good defense. You do.
Especially in the playoffs. I don't know if that's true, but it
Lions going
sounds
to
good to say.
Philadelphia. Lions going to San Francisco.
San Francisco, maybe not, but
Oh, you have
But Philly.
You have the Niners over the Eagles right now.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe the Lions can just outscore teams. If you outscore them, you win.
It's true.
So score
And
points.
Jalen Hurts might not be healthy, so maybe the offense of the Eagles couldn't outscore the Lions.
I'll put the Lions in a parentheses. Maybe the Lions and Browns. That actually feels a perfect place for both of them. They're in our tickler file of could be.
They also have an easy schedule coming up, so more wins could be on the way.
Yeah.
For 7-2 Detroit.
Yeah.
God, it'd be so good if the Steelers won the Super Bowl.
A two Lions home playoff games would fucking rock. Man, that would rock.
I just want one.
Yeah, but if they can keep winning games, it could get 2. They get the 2 seed.
Yeah, but just imagine the pop that it's going to get.
Yeah,
Big pop.
it would rock.
Thanksgiving's going to pop too.
Yeah, Thanksgiving is going to pop. Okay, let's finish up the show with Who's Back of the Week. We got one last ad, PFT.
Yeah, before we get to Who's Back of the Week, I want to talk to you about our great friends over at Muggsy Jeans. I'm wearing my Muggsies right now. Fact, wearing the Muggsies. They're super comfortable. They feel like sweatpants. They make the most comfortable jeans, chinos, shorts, and joggers ever. They're made from buttery soft patent stretch materials that look stylish, but they're insanely comfortable. Never too baggy, never too tight. They're frankly the best thing to happen to legs since chairs. It's a bold statement, but it's true. I only own Muggsy jeans. I threw out every other pair of jeans that I have. If you see me, you can go back and watch on tape. Take screenshots. Last 4 years, you won't see me wearing a pair of jeans that isn't Muggsy's because they're the only jeans that I wear. And that's because the guys at Muggsy have one mission in life: give every guy the confidence to walk blindly into their closet, reach out, and know whatever they pick will have them looking good and feeling even better. That's actually very true. I walk into my closet. It's hard to tell, but sometimes I don't get dressed with the lights on. So I grab things that are closest to me, hope they end up looking and feeling great. And I know that with Muggsy jeans, at the very least, I'm going to be wearing a great, stylish pair of pants. Muggsies are great. You're never going to have to shop anywhere else again. I've been spoiled by pure softness and comfort The Mugsies look so damn good, and they feel even better. Head over to Mugsy.com. Get 10% off now using promo code TAKE. That's 10% off some of the most premium jeans, chinos, swimwear, and shorts on the internet. Mugsy also offers free shipping and returns, so there's absolutely no risk giving them a try. If you're in Chicago, Boston, D.C., or Austin, Texas, make sure to head downtown. Check out their storefront as well. Easy vibes every time. Enjoy a beer while you shop. Let me know how that goes. If you're in Chicago, actually, we were outside the Mugsy store in Chicago the other day. If you're in Chicago, Boston, D.C., or Austin, Texas, check out the Mugsy storefront and have a beer while you shop. That's with Mugsy Jeans, my favorite jeans in the entire world. 10% off using promo code TAKE at Mugsy.com.
Okay, who's back of the week? Henry.
I got a couple.
Hank, you're so prepared.
Thank you. We talked about.
Oh, that's weird. Do we have the report?
Yeah, it's ready for Wednesday.
Oh,
Is it ready?
Yeah, I mean it's. I got to do a final look through, and
You just said it was ready for
AWLs were very upset.
yeah, if I apologized like 7 times.
That's not enough.
It'll.
The
You
notes
think-
app tactic usually works if you want to.
You think maybe your
There
lack
we
of
go.
preparation set the tone for the Patriots this weekend?
Yeah, possibly. First one was.
It's good that you were golfing all Friday night instead of working on your report.
I thought Hank wasn't golfing on weekends.
I was at work. We were streaming.
Yeah, you should have been working on your report
Okay.
that the AWLs desperately want to see.
Credit to Hank, he was dialed, though. You're playing pretty well.
First one
A
was
lot of practice.
Travis Scott and Taylor Swift. We talked about that.
Travis who?
Travis Scott.
Travis
Sure,
Scott,
sure.
Taylor Swift. Imagine. Travis
That'd be
Kelsey and
sick.
Taylor Swift. Talked about that already. Max in the doghouse.
Yeah. Oh my God, is he in the
Not in the
dog?
doghouse. Not in the doghouse.
It was so cute.
I-
Oh my gosh.
I respect.
It was so cute.
I
to
respect
see them.
love, and I respect the Kelsey family.
My second one is Max Homa.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He won the African World Cup of Golf.
Fuck
All right,
yes.
Max.
I didn't even know there was golf being played this week.
That's actually, it's more important than the
Besides
Ryder Cup.
Hanks.
It is. It's the
It's
road
a
to
DP
Dubai.
World Tour event.
Yeah.
Don't know how that
How
works.
much do you make?
Don't know that.
Let's find out.
But he had.
Find that out for us.
I mean, he put up an Instagram story where he was on just a bunch of people's shoulders, like they were throwing him up in the air.
Yeah, the
like it was a
locals were
wedding.
like doing some sort of ceremony.
Yeah.
He was like crowd surfing.
What
on
are they?
the
What are they?
18th green.
What's that called, Jake? In a Jewish wedding, is there a name for that?
Well, there's the hora.
It looked like he was doing the hora.
That's when you go in the chairs and
Yeah, he was basically doing that minus the chair. Like
Yeah.
they were just tossing him up in the
he
air.
is a member of the tribe, so
It was great. Great vibes all around. And then my last who's back of the week is more of just a gripe. This is more of just something I want to get off my chest because it's going to keep coming up. I fucking hate the NBA midseason tournament courts.
Yeah.
Hate them. Hate them. Don't understand why they do it. They all look gross. The Suns was one of the most disgusting courts I've ever seen. The Celtics court was like cool design-wise, but still I'd rather just the traditional court. So this is just going to be something that bothers me every time I turn on the NBA and they have these courts.
Yeah, it's like I don't mind the fact that they make me miss the wood. You know? Like you watch one game and you're like, I really miss just the old-fashioned, the floor of Boston Garden. I miss looking at that natural stuff.
Yeah, but it looks like you're watching like a WAC mid-conference, like a random college basketball game.
It does look beneath the NBA.
Way beneath the NBA.
So far beneath them.
So
They play games in China.
just to do like a mental calendar, it's only on Friday nights the next few weeks.
Okay, I won't be watching.
So if it's a Friday night until they go to Vegas, you'll be expecting that.
all right, it's good to know that I can expect it, but yeah, it bothers me. Especially the Suns one. Celtics one wasn't terrible. Like the design was cool in theory, like what they did with it, but it's not as good as the regular court. The Suns court was just an abomination.
It's like, yeah, when other college football programs started to do the different colored fields after Boise State, when Boise State had it, it's fun. It's like, oh, that's the blue field. Geese die on it every year. That was cool. And then once Western Washington comes out with like the blood red, Eastern Michigan has the gray, where it looks like you're playing in Pleasantville, it gets to be a little bit much.
Yeah, I'd agree.
That's it.
We all stand together.
Max won just north of $1 million.
Oh, nice.
Oh, congrats.
You doesn't have to pay taxes on that either. This is in Africa.
South Africa.
Anything
No state
international,
income
you
tax.
don't have to. PFT, who's back?
My who's back of the week is James Harden.
Oh.
James Harden's back. He's playing with the Clippers. The Clippers are now 0-4 with James Harden in the lineup for him. And he had a great quote. Did you see his quote last week?
No.
They asked him if he was a system player because he was talking about his coaching in the past. And he said, "I'm not a system player. I am the system."
Oh, hell
Which
yes.
is a hell of a quote. Great quote. And then they went out and lost a couple games. So he is, I guess he's a system player. Like, say what you want about James Harden, but the man has been nothing but consistent.
Yeah.
Throughout the years.
That is a fact.
His system is get to the foul line, annoy every dad that's watching the game, and then just kind of go home as soon as the season's over.
Did you hear that Clipper? There was a Clippers announcer that went viral that just ripped him.
Oh, the Mavs announcer.
Yeah, Mavs announcer.
Yeah. He was like, everyone gave you everything you want, and you're too dumb to realize that maybe you're the problem.
Yeah, which was very right. Okay, my who's back is something I want us to do as a collective here. It's the Heisman race.
Mm-hmm.
We have a pretty big podcast, sports podcast. Maybe we could influence some people. I think as a group we should get behind Jaden Daniels plus 550.
I agree. At the end of the game on Saturday, I think he was at plus 900.
Yeah.
And before that game, he was at like plus 2,000.
I think we should get behind Jaden Daniels, make that bet, and try to bang on that drum.
He is the best player in college football.
He's the best player in college football. It's become a team award. He's the best player in college football. You don't want to do it, Hank?
He was so
I need
good.
a buy-in from everyone because what we have to do is basically propaganda stats of Jaden Daniels to get everyone in the world being like, did you know Jaden Daniels is actually better than everyone else?
If Marvin Harrison Jr., if they beat Michigan, he's going to win it.
No.
Do you just want him to win the Heisman so that when you get him on the Patriots, he can be like Heisman Trophy winner?
No, I think what's going to end up happening is going to be the winner of the Bo Nix versus Michael Penix in the Pac-12 championship game.
It could be, but Jaden Daniels is the best player in college football.
I agree. That's
it's
what I'm
not-
saying. We should do it.
We saw that game up close and personal. Ohio State quarterback is terrible. The
But
fact
why
that
don't
Marvin
we
Harrison
do this?
Jr. is putting up these numbers. I'm down
Why
to
don't
do
we
it.
do it? As a team, as a group, as a collective.
I'm down.
I'm doing it right now.
You don't sound that down, Hank.
I'm down. I'm just being honest. Before, we're talking it out. Like you said,
I want to do
we're
it, Big
doing
Cat.
it as a group.
I'm just kicking myself because I had the bet locked in on Saturday night during the game.
Oh, that sucks.
And then I didn't do it, and then the odds got so much better.
Wait, so then we're not going to do it?
No, I'll do it. I'll still do it.
I'll do it. My phone's out there.
I'll still do it.
Memes, Max, Jake, we could influence some people.
I'll root for you guys. I'll publicize it.
Jaden Daniels is having an insane season.
Tell you what,
Best quarterback in the country.
Big Cat,
We need a stats blog on Barstool, like
Yeah, every
the
day.
case for why Jaden.
Yes.
Daniels.
put stat hole on it.
Every day.
Pac-12 stats are inflated. You could also go that route.
Yep,
That's
good point.
a fact.
Don't
Good
play
point.
defense in the Pac-12.
Yep.
He's also, if you look at the past winners of the Heisman Trophy, he is the only one who compares to them. Like, Bo Nix and Michael Penix do not have similar numbers in all the categories. Jaden Daniels has them and surpassed them in a lot of them. He has 38 total touchdowns. What does Michael Penix have? We might have to start bashing Michael Penix. Michael Penix played at Indiana.
Michael Penix is a great quarterback.
Michael Penix also has Rome Odunze,
Yes.
who's
There we go.
almost on the same level as Marvin Harrison Jr.
Look at this. Michael Penix has 30 total touchdowns. Jaden Daniels has 38.
Tell you what, I'm going to ride with you on this.
Michael Penix,
I got
rushing yards, guess what they are?
a lot.
Minus 27.
Oh, no way.
Because they do the stupid, like...
Yeah, because college stats.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you just said it's a team.
Jaden Daniels has 918.
That's a lot
team
more.
award.
But his defense stinks. That's not his fault.
But
Did you
like
just say it's
said,
a team award? It's not.
You just said that.
No, it's
It is.
become a team
Become a team
award,
award.
but it's
so
not.
they're
It's-
gonna give it to a QB who's lost versus a QB that's undefeated or a wide receiver.
They play
that
Georgia State and
potentially
Texas
undefeated.
A&M. They could. He's got to put up video game stats against Georgia State. I'm ready for
I
it.
like that Hank is still the quarterback wins guy. I love the quarterback wins.
I'm not. I'm just trying to. I'm talking it out with you using your own logic.
You know what the problem is with the quarterback wins debate is somehow everybody that is anti-judging wins as a stat now says that Justin Herbert is the best quarterback to ever play the game.
Yeah.
There is something to the quarterback win stat, but it's not everything. It's obviously not even that much of it. But Jaden Daniels is like the perfect test case of it, where he's the best player in college football. His defense is just so bad.
Let's get it going.
Incredibly bad.
Yeah.
You can't hold a win against Jaden Daniels. That's what I'm saying.
Let's get it going.
Tell you what, I will lock in this bet. I'll make it my biggest bet of the season.
And then we just
Big
go.
Cat, if I can count on your support in the ongoing letter writing campaign against the NCAA for James Madison.
Yeah, I'm going to need you to explain it to me better than you explained it to me earlier. And not right now, but in private, and I will absolutely help you.
Okay.
I 100% have your back.
Such a
Jake,
good
finish us off.
First off, I would like to correct myself. So the NBA in-season tournament is Tuesdays and Fridays.
Oh, no.
They
Double
didn't do
trouble.
it the first week because it was election day, so there were no games. But Tuesdays and Fridays through November.
It's also such a hassle. Like, think about the fucking poor people at these arenas. Like, you think they give a fuck about the in-season tournament? They have to switch out the hardwood every other day.
A lot of them are doing it for hockey anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference.
Still not right.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like, most of these arenas are changing over from hardwood to ice no matter what.
What about New Orleans?
Yeah.
The Smoothie King. The good people down at the Smoothie King Arena. They have to do so much.
I think about
Share.
the people, and I would imagine that there's some annoyance of, like, we have now 3 courts
Yes.
to factor in.
Yeah.
Agreed.
My who's back is Coach K. He returned to Cameron Indoor for a big game for Duke against Arizona,
I thought he wasn't going to games.
and they lost.
Huh.
He looks so unhappy.
That's interesting.
Caleb
wait.
Love transferred to Arizona after eliminating Coach K in his final season and balled out and waved bye to the Cameron Crazies.
Huh.
Hey, did you
That's
see how pissed
interesting.
off he looked?
I did.
Whole crowd was cheering for him. His wife looking great as ever, standing next to him, trying to amp the people up. Coach K just looked like he'd rather be anywhere else.
Huh.
It was interesting.
That's interesting.
Let the guy live.
Duke is here in Chicago tomorrow. Champions Classic.
Huh.
Who are they playing?
It's Duke, Kansas, Michigan State. And
They
one
play
other
at Michigan
team.
State.
It's the 4 Blue Bloods.
Why was
blanking
Coach
on
K
one.
there, Hank?
Izzo lost his blue blood.
Explain that, Hank.
Why was the coach at the place where he has a court named after him watching one of their biggest games of the year?
He's not the coach
Kentucky.
anymore.
Former coach. I mean, it's the Coach K court.
Was he at the game or
Here's
was he
a
at
question.
court?
Fact or fiction, alumni return to their schools all the time to watch big games.
Not when they say they'll never do it.
When did he say that?
He said that last
exact
year.
quote?
Okay, I've just got a random quote pulled up here from Coach K. Per John Rothstein, Coach K tells me that he does not plan to
He's also not
attend
an alum.
any
Ah!
games.
Ha ha! Ha ha! Suck on that, bitch.
I mean, you guys are just like, you guys are grasping at
He
straws.
doesn't want to be a distraction for John Share. So
Well,
he said he's not
guess
gonna-
what?
Shire.
We could have used
Shire
this
big.
time instead of talking about Coach K to go over the lighthouse, but we don't have that presentation.
You asked for it Wednesday.
And Max is in the doghouse, and memes is not the alpha.
But Hank, you
Not in
said
the
that it was going to be
doghouse.
done on Thursday.
I could present it right now.
Oh, you could?
Yeah.
All right.
Do you want me to?
No, we'll wait for Wednesday.
Okay.
All right.
That was an all-time just stalemate right there. Hank
Yeah,
was like,
'cause-
please don't call my bluff. And then Big Cat was like, I don't want to call his bluff and have him do a bullshit presentation that's halfway done.
I could present
It's
it.
not done.
It's not done. All right. Numbers.
18.
8.
17.
72.
Big Ocho. Show me the Ocho.
29 for Pug. Yeah, we are. I heard you. 29 for Pug.
20.
Happy belated, Evan.
20 for memes.
That was Max. 20 for
Max.
3.
3 for memes. Shane. 10. $95. $95.
A lot of high numbers in this new machine.
Love you guys.